Welcome back to Tusks Tales, the podcast where working dogs, wild stories, and the chase come alive. We're excited to announce some proud supporters who make this show possible. First up, we got HardcoreHogDogs.com. The name says it all, from cut vest to gear built for the roughest hunts. They're setting the standard for serious dog men and women. Reach out to Mr. Michael Spieler for the perfect vest or any gear for your dogs. And here's the kicker, y'all. Tell Mr. Michael you heard it on Tusks Tales and he'll hook you up with a discount code on your cut vest purchase. Next up, we got Boars N Broads, a brand that brings the hunt and the lifestyle together. It's not just about hogs, it's about community, family, and living the tradition. They've built one of the biggest brands in hog hunting, and we couldn't be more thankful for their support. Use discount code TNT at final checkout to receive your discount. That discount code again is TNT. T as in Tom, N as in Nancy, T as in Tom. And finally, A&M Kennels, just a husband and a wife who started with a dream and the drive to build something special. With the help of friends who stood beside them from the start, they continue to raise and work hounds that we're proud to stand behind. We're proud to have their support and proud to have you listening. Now let's get into today's episode. Hey y'all, welcome to Tusks and Tales. This is an episode y'all have been waiting for. Not going to spill it right away, which I don't know why I say that every time, guys, because I've had a couple people message me that, hey, when you post the podcast, you tag the people in it. So I felt a little not too intelligent by doing that, but guess what, guys? I'm still coming new into this podcast world, hog dog world, everything. I'm working on it, guys. We're doing great. We're still at 9 countries. Just an update for everybody. We haven't gained another one, but I'm still surprised we're even at 9. We had over, I don't want to lie about the exact number, but it was over 3,000 views between 6 videos in a short amount of hours. I don't even remember the exact hours. I don't want to start lying on here. I want to be accurate about everything. So, guys, I appreciate y'all's support. I really, really do. There's nothing that means more to me than y'all sharing it. It keeps me motivated to do this. I'm not going to do the monetization stuff. I'm going to try to relay this information to y'all and just keep it coming. Now, with that being said, y'all, I got a couple people on here that y'all have been waiting for. And I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves. Guys, if you don't mind, whoever wants to go ahead and talk and let them know who y'all are, and just make sure, just in case they don't know you, which I don't know why anybody on here wouldn't, just let them know where you're from and kind of what dogs you run. And we'll get a little bit more into detail on that in a little bit, but just give them a little general description.
Go ahead, Ryne.
Go ahead. All right. What's up, guys? I'm Ryne with Boars N Broads. A little bit of details about myself. I've been around hunting dogs almost my whole life. My dad, Mark Rankin, bred and raised GSPs for quail dogs a long time ago in Central Florida with a guy named Lamont Worley. He was out of St. Cloud, Florida, I believe. Second grade, I killed my first buck behind, a Florida 11-point old spike behind some deer dogs, and that kind of lit my fire right there with hunting dogs for sure. And then I met a guy named a buddy of mine named Austin Nettles in middle school, and he had some hog dogs, and he took me on my first hog hunting trip, and I was hooked then. I'm from reside in Georgia now, Oglethorpe County. I had a little hiatus when I came up to Georgia. I played football at the University of Georgia, and that's how I got up here. And then right when I got done playing football, I stuck around UGA just outside of Athens and got back into hog hunting like almost immediately when I got done playing because I missed it so much. It's been a part of my life for a long, long time, and I'm grateful to live this type of life.
Yeah, my name's Carter Schultz. I'm from Rutledge, Georgia. I've been hog dogging for probably, 10 years now-ish, something like that. Always was outdoors fishing. I grew up fishing a lot, and then ended up fishing and hunting, but ended up meeting Ryne in college and went hog dogging a couple times and fell in love with it, and anything, that I like. I get addicted to it pretty quick, and started running pretty hard. Still live in Georgia. I'm currently in Guam right now doing some work with dogs. I can't talk a ton about that, but yeah, I have a pretty unique opportunity over here, and I run pretty much scatterbred culls. All my dogs are similar, but they're all different. I have barking dogs. I have no barking dogs. I guess when we started hunting, we had close range walk dogs, and now we've kind of branched into the cast dogs and rig dogs, and it's been a lot of fun learning and getting to meet people and whatnot, and the relationships that our company Boars N Broads has brought to us, man. It's a blessing to us for sure.
I like that, y'all. I do. So what you mentioned in there already, guys, we got to cut into it and let everybody know. You said Boars N Broads. Guys, that's where they come from. These are the owners of Boars N Broads. I want all the viewers to know this. I had a couple countries, Australia and Russia was one of them. But when I did the translation on Russia, it said like Boars and Bears or something. But they wanted me to do a podcast with Boars N Broads is what is my assumption out of the translated message. So, guys, this is huge for me right now. So if I get stuttery and weird talking, just please work with me here. I'm gonna try to do everything I can because I've had multiple messages on what I should ask these guys, and I try not to keep anything scripted, and I'm gonna try to cover everything. So if I miss over something, please work with me. Now, both y'all, please cover kind of where Boars N Broads started, what made y'all want to start Boars N Broads, and even the name, why y'all chose Boars N Broads. I'm sure there's a story behind it. Can you go into detail a little bit about B&B?
Yeah, man. So, our origin story is pretty funny. Actually, it was in, 2020, Ron?
Yeah, it was around COVID.
Yeah, it was around COVID, but, man, I made a TikTok, and I didn't want my name to be on there. So I just ended up calling it Boars N Broads because, two things I like good-looking women, I like catching hogs. So, I just didn't, because I still thought TikTok was, kind of one of those dancing apps or whatever, and at the time it kind of was, but started posting some hunting videos and whatnot, and, account just blew up, overnight. We had, 20,000 followers on there. And Ryne, being the business-minded person that he is, he's like, dude, we ought to just make a company and, jump right into it. And that's kind of what we did. And neither one of us had any clue how to make any of that work. And we just kind of stumbled our way through it and never really gave up. And, we do our best to produce quality content, and we do our best to promote, unity within the sport. Because a lot of people don't ever get the opportunity to go anywhere different and hunt, and they don't know how other people hunt, and they think their dogs are the best just because they haven't seen other dogs or whatever it is, and there's a lot of division within, and I think we've done a good job of promoting hey, you can run your style of dogs, and that's perfectly fine, but it's also perfectly fine for somebody else to run a different style of dogs that suits them better. And, we've just kind of stumbled our way through it and just kind of kept going.
Yeah, and we've done it the way we wanted to do it, you know what I'm saying? Nobody told, people try to criticize us and tell us how to do things, and we just stuck to our guns and stuck to what we believed in, and just made it as big as possible by doing what we love and doing how we like to do it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I like how... So in there, Carter, you did mention... I think it was Carter. Sorry, I was trying to write down a note. By the way, I've been taking little notes, guys, because I want to make sure I ask the right question. You said... Don't get me lying about word for word what he said, but there was kind of like a division in there. Maybe... I don't remember how you worded it right towards the end, but something about, I guess there was people that didn't look at hog hunting the right way. Did I understand that correctly?
It's a little bit of that. I think I think there's just like a lot of haters in our
There
sport,
you
man.
go. Yeah.
And now that we've kind of got the notoriety that we do, and like that we've hunted around the country with a lot of different people, it's a lot better now. But when we first started, man, we had so many haters, dude. And everybody, like, I mean, probably half the comments on our stuff was negative, and like just people talking crap. And it's a little bit difficult when you're starting out and trying to work through that stuff to like just like, get so much hate. But you know, it's a lot better now. I guess people have had to learn that we're actually about our stuff, and we're just not, you know, kind of willy-nilly influencer type. You know, we weren't in it for we weren't in it for the money or anything like that. Like, Ryne and I have never made a dime off of Boars N Broads. Now we've rolled it back into the company and, you know, been able to go on trips and stuff, and, you know, get a fuller and cameras and stuff, but like we haven't taken home any money from it for ourselves. And one of the things that I'm so proud of that we do, and Ryne really spearheads this, but like anybody that needs sponsorships for tournaments and things like that, like we're able to give back.
Yeah.
And that's really been awesome for us to be able to do that.
Yes. And y'all, sorry, Ryne, you got anything you want to cover on that? Because I do personally.
Well, I was just saying, man, when we did this, like you talk about the division and stuff, like we said, we had a bunch of haters at the beginning, but the more people saw us do our thing and see what we do and seeing us actually talk and walk and go to these states, like Carter's got a job somewhere in a different part of the country, or out of the country, hunting or doing stuff with dogs regarding that, from this B&B. Like, it branches out and opens up so many avenues. But saying that to say this, people can talk all this talk. We have hunted in I don't know how many states: Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma. Like, we've hit all those spots. So like when people start talking about their dogs and talking crap about to us, I'm like, man, you got to travel before you can even say anything. And also, we've always promoted being we are hog doggers for hog doggers by hog doggers. That's what we always try to live by. You know what I'm saying? So like, we make this brand. We're hog doggers, and we don't just sell merchandise. We actually out here trying to live this type of life. You get what I'm saying? Some people get caught up in just selling stuff, and we're not that type. Like, obviously, I try to keep my prices where we can make a little bit of money to roll it back in the company, but we're also not trying to stiff people at the same time.
Yes. And Ryne, while we're right here real quick, sorry, I did get everything you said. You're a little distant, though, real quick. Do you mind?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear?
Can you get a little closer by chance?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yep, that's way better. Sorry.
All right. No, you're good.
No, yeah, everything they just said, guys, is true. Like I told you, I bring reputable hog hunters on here, guys that are producing hogs. I hate putting it that way because a lot of y'all have taken offense to it, because I have had quite the number of people reach out to me saying, hey, I want you to bring this person on. I want you to bring blah, 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 blah. Some of them I'm not trying to be negative. I've done research, but I'm talking about people that are hunting year round, that enjoy doing it, that love doing it, and that are doing it for the right reasons. And when we say that, or when I say that, I'm sorry, I want to get into the negative comments with Boars N Broads, guys. I want to cover a lot of this stuff. I plan on bringing Boars N Broads on more than just this time. So in the beginning, we're going to kind of cover some stuff when it comes to social media and whatnot, and we'll get into some dog talk, trust me. Now, business side, that's what I'm trying to cover, because I'm sure they went through a lot of the same problems. Now, you get the haters and the negative comments, guys. We know that comes with anything you try to do. Now, I got a question for y'all. Now that I have started this, I have had probably, when I first started posting my hogs and stuff, you know, everybody said I was a liar. There's no way you can catch hogs like that, especially starting out. You've only been in it for this long, blah, 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 blah. They didn't put into consideration that I was very passionate about it. I've already had a dog background, and I put in a lot of time into those dogs every single day. I mean, I went 8 months without catching a hog. Like, I put in my time. So I got plenty of the negative feedback. Now, a lot of those people that were degrading me, saying, oh, there's no way, you know, those are the same people that are reaching out now saying, man, you're doing great. I like what you're doing. Now, did y'all run into any of that by chance and explain a little bit about it?
I mean, you have a lot of that, man. I'd like to tell you that people have, and people get the idea to do things like, say, a lot of people want to do podcasts or start a business or stuff like that, and everybody's free. It's America. You can do it if you want to do it, but do they have the cojones to actually go out there and try to do it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of devotion to it to make a business work. And thankfully that me and Carter are in this together, so we can kind of bounce ideas off each other and work together. And man, I've always heard this quote, and it stuck with me from the first time I ever heard it. It says, "Never accept criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from."
Oh,
so,
okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that.
And it's one of those things, like, I don't know why it is the way that it is, but when you kind of step out and which it's funny because I'm naturally a more introverted person, but when I get to talking about dogs, I'm very extroverted. Like, I want to talk to dogs to everybody. So,
yeah.
And it's one of those things, like, when you kind of step out, you are putting yourself in that limelight, so you have to kind of accept it to a degree. Like, when you make that decision to, you know, start this business or do this or that, like, you're kind of stepping out, and you have to accept that stuff. Like, it's all right for it to be that way, you know, but you just can't let it affect you. Like, it's gonna come regardless. Like, you're gonna always have haters as long as you're doing something right. Like, nobody hates a loser, but everybody hates winners. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Alabama won so many national championships in football. Like, they got more haters than they have fans, you know.
Yeah.
And nobody cares about West Texas A&M because West Texas A&M ain't never won anything.
Yeah.
You know, and it's one of those things, like, if you got haters, you're doing something right, and you're never going to please everybody. And that's one of the things that we've come to learn, that, you know, we're just going to do it our way, and if you don't like it, then we don't really care. Like, that's the bottom line. Like, we're going to do it the way we want to do it, and if you don't like it, sorry, go listen or go watch somebody else, you know.
Yeah. And to say that, to piggyback on that, man, like, you know, we try not to get in, like, we have before. We try not to get in, like, Facebook arguments and stuff like that, etc. We'll give it back to somebody a little bit, but we won't harshly do it. But if it gets too bad, man, we just block people. You know, we just start blocking people. But you don't need that negativity, man. Granted, it does bring traction to your comments and stuff like that, but some of it's bad, especially when you get it from those big organizations that don't like hunting. We just block those people.
Yeah, and I'm sure y'all get that quite often, you know. Now,
it's every day.
Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to form a lot of unity. I know the direction I'm going with this, guys. I really, really, really do, and that's why I know some very reputable hog hunters that I would really like to come on here and speak. But, you know, some of them guys won't because of that reason. They're too worried about, you know, who's listening out there regarding running hounds, period. Dogs, it don't matter. Hounds, dogs, however you want to put it. I know a lot of people, I don't run hounds, I run cur dogs. You know, sorry guys, you know, I don't want to.
But if you can spread into a positive light, it shouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you put the good information out there for people to see, it shouldn't matter what they're saying. They should be able to take that and be able to listen to your thing and see what the hog or the dog hunting community is, and kind of back it and, like, understand it. Like, I listened to a podcast when you was talking about you was doing all your lab work, and
yes, sir.
You really weren't too fond of the hog dogs or didn't like it, but once you started doing it, understood it, you jump right into it head first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like that. It just I think the better getting the word out there in the positive light, it does so much more than the negative stuff out there. And granted, there is some bad apples in a bunch that can cause problems, but if you get the right people on and the right mindset and the right track, it'll do wonders.
Yes, yeah, and I did a lot of it because of that. I'm being honest, man. That's where I'm going to get into my next question. My traveling wise, I went to multiple states, and I noticed when I'm pulling a truck, when my truck is pulling a buggy with a dog box on it and dog trailer, you know, I got multiple dogs in there. They're like, "Where are you headed?" And I said, "Well, to hog hunt." And the further you get north, there's not so many buggies with or not so so many buggies with dog boxes on them and whatnot. So when you get up there, you know, you get to talking to locals and you kind of get that bad look, and it's like, why? And, you know, you hear a lot of, you do, and I'm not sugarcoating it, guys. I said I never would. You get a lot of negative feedback when somebody hears hog hunter. You know, not so much on the bear side, not so much on the lion side, but when it comes to a hog hunter, the biggest thing I hate, this is going to run us down another rabbit hole after this one. The biggest thing I cannot stand is a lot of podcasts, and I know there's a reasonable side to it, and I agree, but I absolutely disagree with the statement. You can make any dog a hog dog. I don't necessarily believe that. A true hog dog.
To be completely honest, most people have never seen I wouldn't say most people, a hog dog. Like, when you see a hog dog for the first time, you know it. It's a whole different it's a whole different bag of worms than what you got, you know, and you're like, golly, like, I want what that is. That's a hog dog. And like, every dog that runs hogs ain't a hog dog.
No.
Like, to me, a hog dog is one that is at the pinnacle of, you know, everything it should be. And they come in all different shapes and forms and sizes, but to say, oh, well, you can take anything and make it a hog dog, like, yeah, you can just about teach anything and tap into the game and prey drive. You can tap in on that. The dogs all have that. But to say you can make anything an actual hog dog, that's a bit of a stretch, you know. Mm-hmm. And it can happen in a lot of different ways. It can be, you know, a lab, a GSP, a cur dog, a hound. Like, they come in all different shapes and sizes, but like, they ain't all got it in them to be that pinnacle, you know. Yeah, and sorry, Ryan, if you had anything to say, I got to keep this thought on my head real quick. Guys, I want to cover this the way they just put that. You know, I want to let y'all know lab-wise, because I do have enough. I have enough experience in that world to actually speak for it. I had a guy reach out to me and wanted me to train a pit bull to be a retriever, and I made that happen. But it didn't happen as simple as it would a lab. He had I know y'all would call it a bulldog, however you want to refer to it, but he had a pit bull that he wanted to be a retriever. It took me a lot longer and force fetches hell with them pit bulls because they got a tougher mouth. So guys, I really want y'all to understand, when you look into the professional world, a lot of people are, even in the police dog world or even bomb dogs, and they're changing up so much. There's still a lot of labs that are bomb dogs because of their nose. A lab's nose is phenomenal. People automatically think Belgian Malinois. Well, yeah, the Belgian Malinois has taken over a lot more in the police world for certain reasons why. Now, in the hog world, when a lot of people say, oh, you can turn anything into a hog dog, that statement is not true. Because I thought the same thing. So, and I want y'all to help cover this one. Facebook-wise, we always touch this. Every single episode we will. I went and bought all them dogs, and none of them were quote-unquote hog dogs. I seen them from people who owned them that had hog dogs, and I was like, oh, I'll have those. Yeah, eventually I could have made them, but there's certain dogs that'll actually turn out to be hog dogs a lot sooner and actually make it, if that makes sense. Now, can y'all cover that, touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, so you want to talk about Facebook dogs. So it depends what you get, man. So my biggest thing when you get in the hog dog world is we're being big about vetting people out. Really big about it. Like, we'll do research on people. Like, say you want to come, like, you advise to go hunting. More than likely, we're going to try our best to go hunting, but we're going to hit some other people up in your area and get some intel on you and on your dog, see how your dogs hunt, etc., like that. Not just because we want to know who we're going hunting with, but to see what type of person you are, how you carry yourself, and stuff like that, and along those lines. But you can get dogs on Facebook. Like, Carter's made some funny TikTok little reels and stuff like that of some Facebook hog dogs, because it's notorious. People are always, I'm selling my best dog to make room for puppies. No, you're not. That's not happening. That's not true. Your best dog, you're going to keep it and probably cull those puppies. You know what I'm saying? So like that's not going to happen. But I've sold a dog, but I've always been completely honest about the dog. You know what I'm saying? I'll vet people out. I bought a dog. I got a stinky dog and a stinky pig in my house. He's probably my number one dog. As the dogs go down, I went and got it. But from Matt Carr out near Dallas, Texas, and Brandon Jolly, they had him, and they had him on sale. He's just too rough for them. But I bought it from them. They drove the dog over to Georgia. I bought it from them. But I'm saying, you got to vet people out and figure out how they are as a hunter, and they're not just pawning dogs off. When I go to these people's house, some people got 50 dogs, but they only take 4 to the woods every time they go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they're trying to sell these dogs that are sitting on chains or sitting in the kennel and pound them off as good dogs. That's not true. So Carr might have different views on it. You can find a good dog if you vet it out and figure out the right person and where it came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, there ain't no doubt about that. And the way it is now, it's almost become to the point that you can't give a good dog away, but you can sell a shitty one. And it's funny because even Swayze, like I'd give a dog away before I had to come overseas last year, and I gave it to a boy that hunts with Ryne and I. And he was, in my opinion, as a woods dog, he was probably a B- grade dog, because my girl dog, she's pretty legit. I mean, she's a really good dog, but he was never going to be a level A dog hunting behind her, because she was just a better dog. And so I give the dog Swayze to a boy, and I was like, look, man, if you take him to the woods, he has the capability to turn into an A-grade dog. Like, he can do it. He just needs to be forced to do it. He doesn't need to meet 2. He needs to hunt, with 1, maybe 2 other dogs that are about his level. And then Ryne ended up giving him a dog, and now Swayze's, I mean, he's legit. He's the real deal. Like, he's going out, free casting and going and finding a lot of hogs. And he's a better dog because I let him go to a place where he could get to that point.
Yeah. And to piggyback off that is when you're getting dogs, man, like I said, you got to figure out your training. You got to do research. You talk about in your other podcast now. You got to figure out what's going to fit your thing. You don't go to a guy that's got rough dogs and expect to go run them with your hounds and him keep up. You get what I'm saying? You're not going to put an RCD with these hounds, and then it's going to be a mile away and going to be getting wrecked while the other dogs are baying still. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta figure out what dog's going to meet you, and how you hunt as well as that. And not every dog I've given dogs. I mean, I haven't given dogs. I've seen dogs given to people that are superstars, and they go to other people and they're just shell shocked because they immediately get them, take them to the woods, and they're not hunting. Well, you got to form a bond with that dog. You got to be one with that dog somewhat, and show them that you care, and then maybe open up. You just can't get the dog and drive it umpteen miles away and expect it to cast out that night when it just been locked up in a cage for 7 hours on a car ride, and then you expected a whole different territory, a whole different area, a whole different smells, and et cetera, and expected to hunt for you. You get what I'm saying? So you got to give people that are getting dogs, you got to give them a little bit of time, but you also got to vet them out and stuff like that as well. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
I mean, so that covers it great. Now, I took a big topic in there, guys, and I have not covered this yet, and I think all the listeners will like this part specifically. A Me Too dog. Carter said it. Guys, a Me Too dog is in my opinion, what I've had is the absolute worst thing to have. In my opinion, from what I've had, I've noticed when I go to cast them out, after I'm sitting, my dog that's catching hogs on his own, whatever, and, I send that Me Too dog, that help dog, and then I try switching it up and letting that other dog go, and I notice a lot of the time, they'll cast out maybe 150 yards, and they'll just come back looking at the boat or the buggy like, hey, why is my lead dog not here? Now, I'm sure, guys, I'm new to this, 1.5 years in, so maybe they can enlighten me and help me a little bit with this. But from my experience, attempted over and over and over to get that dog to actually do the frontline stuff versus being a Me Too dog. Now, Carter or Ryne, I don't care who. Actually, I want, if you don't mind, both y'all to kind of cover what a Me Too dog is. And majority of the time, the people that are selling them hog dogs, this goes into that a little bit. I want to cover that part too as well. I know I'm asking a lot, but a lot of people will sell a dog and they'll take a video in the woods. Dog's been in the woods plenty of times. 9 times out of 10, that's a Me Too dog if you see multiple dogs around it. So when I take a lot of videos personally, guys, you notice I will make sure it's my one dog in there. Like, and it has nothing to do with me. You ain't getting none of my dogs, I'll be honest. Not because I'm cocky or nothing, but I'm just not selling them because that's something I don't want to get rid of, and I don't see anybody else really wanting to get rid of. So can y'all cover that, please?
Yeah. So I'm big on if you got a hog dog that'll do it, you take him by himself to the woods and it finds you hogs, and runs you hogs and pays you hogs, you got a dog. I'm big on that. Like all the dogs at my house, unless they're puppies, I know I can take to the woods and turn them out and by themselves, and they ought to find a hog. 100%, no doubt, or I won't keep them.
Yeah.
I'm not here to toot my own horn or anything like that, but you know what you're feeding. If you take a dog, you can take a bulldog with you. If you just take that one dog and take it to the woods and hunt it, I believe because it's got to rely on itself. It has no help from anybody else. It's got to be smart. The smart ones will live. The smart ones will back up and bay. They know when to stop stuff. Carter had a dog like that. Champ hunted for by himself for a while until he got that girl dog. You want to branch out on that, Carter?
Well, yeah, I mean, the reason he turned into what he was, and I mean, he was a pretty good dog, and he still is a pretty good dog. He's just got 3 legs now. Yeah, no, I hunted him by himself a lot, and he was a walk hunting dog. I mean, he stayed typically, I don't know, 100, 150 yards, but if he crossed that, like, you better.
I was saying before that, he was a walk hunting dog because we didn't have side-by-sides and Garmin's.
Right, that was just how we hunted because we were broke, man. So we went and got tennis shoes and we'd walk because, we just go. And, he had the capability to be a cast dog, but a different story. I took a lot of that out of him. But I think Me Too dogs are okay. Me personally, as long as you know that's what it is. My 12 dog that's so good in the pen, in the woods, he is a Me Too dog. Now, that's not to say that you can't catch hogs behind him. Like you can catch hogs behind him, just him. Like, he finds a lot of hogs in the woods. But for the most part, he's a Me Too dog. The hogs that we're running now, especially at home, they really run a lot. So it pays to have that dog that you can pack in when that hog crosses the road and get a dog right up on it. Like, yeah, I say it all the time. Like, I call him a race dog. He's a great dog when the race is started. He doesn't have the capability to go out there and cast, but by God, you pack him in a race and he'll go do it. Like, he'll go grab it on the nuts, stop it, spin it around and whatnot.
Listen to this, man.
I'm ready.
We was down, I don't know, south of Athens, probably an hour. It was me, Carter, and my dad. And these dogs, we casted like 5 dogs out, and they are hunting their tail off. They're in this stick.
In a cutover,
and it's nasty. They're hunting their tail off. Freaking, I don't even know 12 cast out. He might have casted out 10 yards and came back. So he jumped himself back into the back of our buggy and lay down, taking it out. This is towards the end of the hunt, right? These dogs is in there hunting their tail off. I swear to you, 12 stands up. The wind shifts in the bottom. We're in this little swamp bottom along this cutover. 12 stands up out of the buggy, stretches his back like this, and spins up, puts his nose up in there, takes about 2 or 3 deep breaths, jumps off the buggy, goes about 80 yards into the cutover.
He's just lazy, man. Like, dude, he's lazy. And honestly, like, if he went,
He did that in that Dixie Dogger tournament down in Florida. Remember? We called that big hog.
No. He all the gyps, like, we had to hunt 2 separate packs because my girl dog, she was in heat, so we had like a little gyp scatty pack, and then we had 12 and Stinky Pete just as backup, and man, the Gyps jumped a big pack of hogs, and they all blow out, and man, they're 900, half a mile away from us, and 12 kind of like starts to go crazy in the box. I was like, all right, you sorry thing. So I'll let him out, him and Pete. Dude, he goes in there 200 yards and strikes a hog we ended up winning second with, but just a big old stud hog, and him and Stinky Pete caught it. And man, we go in there, and like right when we're going in there, so somebody was like, send the catch dog, it's whooping them, and you just see Stinky Pete and 12 like flying over the daggone pine trees, and because they're Stinky Pete's pretty rough, and 12 gets rough with somebody else, but no, man, it's funny. But I mean, I would never tell anybody that he's capable of being a lead dog. You know what I mean? Like that just he is what he is. And
he's alive because he pays 10 in the bait pen.
Yeah, he's alive because he's won me a lot of money paying 10s in the bait pen. Like if he was strictly a woods dog, he probably wouldn't be on my yard anymore. He'd probably be under the ground.
He had 9 lives. I promise you.
Oh yeah, man. There's a lot of stories in how he got to me, but no, man. But that's. Just being honest with people, I think really is a good thing, and you can catch some flack for being honest. Like somebody be like, "Well, why do you have him?" And I'm like, "Cause I kind of like the old dog. Like he's goofy, but he'll find hogs and he baits 10s in the bait pen.
Yeah. And in there, you mentioned the laziness too, and like I'm not gonna lie, my lead dog. A lot of people that have hunted with him are like, "How the fuck?" Like, for example, y'all, sorry, I need to watch my mouth because we do have some under 17-year-old listeners. Sorry, guys. But we had a few buddies that was riding with me, and he's sleeping. Why is he sleeping on the front of the boat? I'm like, just trust me. When that dog gets up, there's going to be a hog. They're like, no, there's no way. And they're, another boat was hunting with us. Them guys are yelling at their dogs, like, get ahead, trying to get them up front and start winding and rigging. Depending on where you're at and how you word it, guys. Sorry, winding and rigging. So he's laying there. He opens up. Why? He just stands up and goes, "Boar!" And he goes, "Fuck them open dogs." I done ruined the cussing. Sorry, but whatever. My buddies next to us they're pissed because they're like, I can't stand them open dogs. Blah blah blah. Just losing his mind. And I said, no.
I was the same way when I first got in there.
Hey, we'll get into that. We'll get into that tonight. So I just. He don't stay on a lead. Like, I don't leave him on a lead in my boat. I just drive down the middle of the river because however he jumps out of the water, he can pick which side he rigs on. Because I can't tell you how many times I've put him on the wrong side. He swims across the river. And we got big river down here. We're on the Sabine in the Natchez and whatnot. So they're huge. I mean, we got ship channels and stuff. So he swims across, and he ends up baying a hog like 130-some yards away. Good old boar hog, real good. Actually, a damn good boar hog. We gave him away. We gave the hog away to some random. Well, actually, the landowner of the property. He gave us permission to hunt it, and we drug the hog up and took it to him. And he said it was the best hog he's ate, guys. And yeah, it was a boar hog. But that kind of. The laziness, some people are like, man, that dog has no hunt. But Newt has also covered 28 miles in one day and caught 3 hogs, and that was him being solo. And that's not really good statistics. I know that, guys. When you hear that number, gosh damn, he covered 28 miles and he only caught 3. I'm sorry, my dogs can't be as good as y'all's. I just everybody out there listening, it's hard to make them catch them every 200, 300 yards. Now. We got it. We talked a little bit about. I mentioned, you also mentioned the rough and the not so rough, silent, open. Well, I mentioned the open, but you mentioned a little bit of the roughness. Can y'all cover a little bit into that? Maybe tell some stories, but also gives people more of an insight on what a rough dog is and what y'all's definition of an open. And if you have them, give examples of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I grew up in Florida, and we all hunted. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry, I cut out. I grew up in Florida, and all we hunted was like Florida cur type dogs. I mean, it was like a little bit of, because cur dogs, a little bit of bulldog in them. They're rough cur dogs. They go in there, you can talk them into catching the hog. You can get on, catch them up, and catch them, stuff like that when you get up to them. Like, we had some dogs that was like that. We never really had a bulldog. I just got a bulldog this year. It's the first time I ever got a bulldog.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because we've always had dogs that we could talk into catching the hog if we needed to, or it was already hung when we got there. But we've also had dogs get wrecked, and my wife's a veterinarian, and she's kind of getting tired of fixing all my stuff all the time. So we went to getting some looser dogs, and that's why I got bulldogs.
Yeah, I mean, when Ryne and I first started hunting together, we were hunting 2 or 3 dogs at a time.
Carter, we lost you.
Until he retired, but like them two spent a lot of time on the ground, just them two, and caught a lot of hogs together. And like Ryne said, like we've ended up in a couple pinches, catching hogs that we really didn't have no business catching with 2 cur dogs. But it gets kind of western, and you got to get down there and talk them up. But like that, the massive bar hog that Ryne and I caught. That Pete and 12 hung that hog, like it's we didn't have no catch dog on that, and it's not because I'm anti catch dog. My thing is I didn't have the time at that point to really put in the time into a catch dog to make it how I wanted it to be, and all our buddies had catch dogs, so like most of the time if we were taking our loose dogs, we were hunting with them, and they had catch dogs, so we were good. Or we'd use the 30-30 and go in there and holler at them, get out, and kabam. But yeah, they were pretty silent, wouldn't bark until they were looking at it, and maybe yip behind like a little shoat or something if they were trying to run it down and catch it, but now we're probably, I don't know, we're kind of semi-silent now between Ryne and I's packs. Pete doesn't make any noise, but I got a Fred dog. He, like, if he starts trailing something hot, he's semi-open. But I mean, we don't necessarily have anything that just balls on an old track or anything like that. But most of ours are going to say a little bit once they're kicked. Girls pretty quiet, but I don't know. I'm just kind of talking in circles right now.
Yeah, but we never really owned like a true like run. I wouldn't call Pete a running catch dog just because he will bay a big hog. But like to me, a running catch dog, the RCD. We want to talk about roughness. RCD. We hunted with them. They're great. We were hunting with some guys that had them, and our dogs would relay. They catch a hog, boom, our dogs would find them. Their RCDs would catch them. Our dogs would get out and relay off of it, and we just caught hogs all day like that. But to say that and to say this, if you start hunting RCDs, which I think the RCD is a running catch dog, it's going to travel as far as it wants to. Usually they're shorter range, and they're not barking at all, and they're hanging whatever it is. And they're fun to hunt behind. But also your veterinarian bill is going to be super high. And we try not to mix rough dogs with loose dogs all the time, even though we've done that in the past, because you can get some counterfeit dogs, like cur dogs, that will just let your dog hang out to dry, and you'll get everything messed up. Say this. We do, like Carter was saying, he does say, we do have like semi-open dogs. We got a lot of dogs now that have houndings limits in them, whether it be a plot hound or July hound or Walker hound or anything like that. We got a lot of influence just because that's where we live, and the amount of hogs we got and how they run. We got to have some nose in them to give them some of that bottom to stop the hogs. So we don't have like full open, like hit the ground, they're balling the whole time. But we do have some that will bark now. And growing up, I hated that. Or when I first started hog hunting, all I knew was silent cur dogs. And I've hunted with some guys that had some crappy hounds that right when you drop the tailgate, they hit the ground and they was barking.
I don't like that.
Nothing. And we didn't catch nothing. And I was like, this is terrible. Like, you're educating the hogs. I always thought you're educating the hogs. Until I went, I always said this stuff until I went and seen some hog dogs that can be open or semi-open and stop them. And once I did that, it's changed my mind. I've also went from liking rougher cur dogs to bay dogs. We go out in Texas and hunt with Josh Blasky, Trey Moyle, John Torres, Andy Shung, all them boys out there in Texas, and they'll cast. PQ's the same way. Here, they'll cast damn 12 head of yellow dogs. They'll be out there baying. They'll crack open a beer, and they'll sit there and let them bay for 45 minutes. And we'll sit there and drink a couple beers. And they're like, y'all want to go catch the hogs? And they're like, let's ride over there and catch them. You know what I'm saying? There's no rush. When you got rougher dogs, it's always like a panic mode rush. Get to them. We got to do this. We got to do this. When you got kids, I got kids now and family stuff. When you're out there with all the people, you don't want to rush. You don't want to take time. You don't want to have dogs all kinds of cut up in front of these kids and stuff like that. You just want to walk in there with a bulldog, send the bulldog there and catch it, do your thing, tie it, dispatch it, whatever you want to do. Have some fun, take some pictures, and enjoy the moment. There's no panic mode at all. And that's why we have gone, or I guess Carter probably too, we have gone to a looser stock dog.
Yeah. And I mean, that's personally what I do run. I mean, I'm a little I run loose dogs as well. Now, y'all's dogs you're running right now. Now, I always cover this bay wise. How long, you know, I don't like rushing to anything either. Sometimes we just sit there and we'll let the dogs bay just to get some more practice under their belt. I don't know if that's wrong on my side. I don't think it is. It's worked wonders for me. But with y'all, you know, and there's a lot of excitement to it. Trust me, I'm just like y'all trying to get there. But I do sit back a little bit and let them bay for a second and, you know, just get some more knowledge under their belt. I even like when a pig breaks, like when I'm there and I watch the hog break, I can really see what dog has the potential and what dog is actually trying to be a leader and what dog's trying to shut that down again. If I'm going into a bay and I'm watching dogs come walking out to me, guys, please don't hate me for this. Listeners and both y'all. Every yellow dog I have seen when I walk into the bay, every single one, this is with Buddy's dogs, there's only one guy that I've hunted with down here that has had yellow dogs that have actually stayed with the hog on a break. And I'm not trying to talk bad, I'm not trying to degrade anybody's stuff, but I hate that. So what's y'all's bay times like? I mean, are y'all taking 20 minutes to get to a bay, an hour to get to a bay, 5 minutes? How many?
It just depends on where it happens.
What terrain we're at and where it's happening at, man. If I know we're in a bottom that's open and they can bay up, and I know that if a hog charges them, they don't have no obstacles to get around, we'll let them bay, man. We'll let them dogs, they'll bay up, and I'm like, I ain't worried about them dogs. Them dogs will not get cut down where they're at. We'll just go on to over there. But like, we've had the loosest dogs get, like you say what I say, that we've seen the loosest dogs I know get gutted. Just because they're in the thickest briar and they couldn't get away from them. So it just, like Carter said, it depends where you're hunting at, and how we judge our bays and which one we're going to go to first, etc.
Yeah, sorry, I asked a lot of questions in there. I did. Like, can you cover a little bit while Ryan's still talking? Cover a little bit on the different types of dogs and bay styles you've seen, if you don't mind. I know I'm getting a little into detail, but I really want these answers for people.
Go ahead, Carter.
Yeah, I mean, so I look at it as kind of two different categories. When the hog is bayed, you have dogs that are really high intensity bay, and really, really focus in on that hog and want to be close to it and want to kind of work him. My champ dog Shrimp was like that. Like they're locked in and they're just gonna sit there and blow at him every single breath. Girl is like that, dependent on where it's at. Now, if she can get a little bit of distance in between, and you know, kind of just run circles around him, like that's what she would prefer to do. But if it's in a tight spot, she's gonna be nose to nose with him, blowing at him every breath. And we got some dogs like Fred. You know, he wants to be a little bit further back, and you'll see, and if you watch enough bays, you'll see how them dogs position themselves, and the good ones are going to position themselves for how that hog's going to break, and, you know, try and mitigate how he's going to break after watching him and watching how he's moving, because the hog's judging the dog and the dog's judging the hog right back. I mean, it's a two-way process. That hog's looking for any bit of weakness, any area of escape, and the dog's doing the same thing. They're judging that too. Now, what I cannot stand is a dog that goes in there and puts teeth on a bait hog without trying to catch it. You know,
so
like
what do you mean? Like, sorry, I'm not interrupting, but I want to get this question. I am interrupting, sorry. But I'm more intrigued by how you're explaining it. But do you mean by trying to sit it down? Because I really want to get, this might get too technical, but I want to get on this topic. Do you mean by trying to set it down, or it's already sat down and putting teeth on it?
Oh, no, I'm not. No, I want him, if that hog's running, if he's moving, I want him to put teeth on him and sit him down.
Okay. I'm sure I knew that, but
yeah.
I just wanted to, sorry, I wanted to cover it.
Yeah, if he's sitting still, though, and he ain't doing a whole lot, and somebody comes in there, shows up to the bay late, and then goes in there and grabs him on the ass and causes him to break, that pisses me off. That's what we call bay breakers.
Yes.
The dogs that are too counterfeit to go in there and catch him, so they're just going to go in there and bite it, get everybody wrecked, because now everybody's going to pile in as soon as that happens. And the one that started it should have never started it in the first place. He's just a damn counterfeit.
Yeah.
And he should have been.
And that one usually never gets cut down.
That's the one that always lives and gets all the good dogs cut down. But yeah, no, if he's bait, man, I want him to stand back off of him, you know, and just work him. I don't want him to go in there and put teeth on him. Now, if he needs to spin around, like he's not giving the dogs any attention, they feel like he's about to blow, go in and nip him on the nuts and spin him back around. But if you just go in there willy-nilly, he's paying attention to you, and you just bite him on the ass, like, to me, that I don't like it, because it gets dogs in a lot of trouble, especially when you got dogs that hunt, you know, in a pack and have a pack mentality, because they get real waspy when something like that happens. When one of them goes, they get real waspy, so...
Yeah, and it depends on the dogs you're hunting. So, like, Swayze, man, like, you can hunt him, Swayze, and another dog we got, Honey. If they're baying a hog and you walk up on it and they see you, they see me, they're hunting hard, and they're probably going to come. If it's just those two baying, they'll probably come to me and check on me and then go back and try to bay that hog, if that makes sense.
But are you against that, though?
Not, hell no, because that's something got to be finding hogs. I don't care. I just know that. So, like, when I'm hunting, when I'm hunting and I got people I'm with, I'm saying, hey, instead of getting on them where they can see us, like, let's send these catch dogs at 80 yards. Let's not send them at 30 yards, because if they see me, they're going to come to me and check me and then go back to that bow.
Yes, sir. Trust me, I know that bullshit. I hate it. God damn.
Hey,
I do personally.
But if they're finding hogs and they're that consistent, they're so consistent. They've been so consistent for me lately. And they're at Lawton's house, and I hunt them for him sometimes when he can't hunt them, and I'll just go swing by his house and pick them all day, Lawton Nash. Anyways, they've been so consistent, man. It's like you can't fault them for that. They're just loose dogs. They don't ever get cut down, really. And they hunt their tail off. And if they're going to do that, and that's their biggest fault, I mean, okay, I can live with that.
Yeah. And that my wife, she said Bell. She listens to all these, and she sits with me. It's my yellow dog that I swear is the best, but that dog ain't finding a hog to save her life. But she is my baby, and I tell everybody she's my best dog, which she is not a hog dog by any means. She is absolute dog shit. But I love her, okay? So I give her a little more credit than she's worth. But man, not too long ago, she had a good hog bait up in a tight thicket, and I walk in there with my catch dog, and my wife literally was the most disappointing video I ever heard, because if like we catch hogs pretty regularly. My wife walks in there, I have a perfect video to, like, Bell's is bait up, I got sending my catch dog in, and my wife turns around, she goes, "Oh my gosh, it's a hog, it's looking at me." And all you hear me say is, "What the fuck, you didn't think it was a hog?" I mean, I was so pissed off, because I'm like, my own damn wife was like thinking that she was baying like a freaking rabbit or something, you know?
Hey, you go with us, our dogs might bay around.
Man,
I was like, God damn, woman.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Last year, I had 3 dogs bay up a torpedo shell casing.
What?
Like, it just essentially it looks like a big old black barrel almost, but it was in some grass, man, and they were singing to that thing, dude. But at the same time, man, they're smart dogs, and they know if they get in that thick stuff with it, then they're probably gonna get wrecked. And so they were just out on the edge. And I ain't gonna lie to you, when I first walked up there, I was going up there to shoot it, and man, I thought it was a hog too. It was big, black, and in a bunch of grass. I was like, that's a hog. And I snuck up there, man. I kind of noticed it was funny. They just kind of started leaking out and kind of rolling on when they saw me. They were like, all right, Dad's here. So they started kind of rolling out. And I got up there, I was like, golly, boys, this is some trashy mutts right there.
Gosh damn. I love it, guys. I've laughed a little bit too. I'm trying to keep this shit serious. Y'all make me laugh and shit. That's what it should be about, though. Now, we talked in there. You know, you mentioned a couple times about sitting it down, guys. Both y'all did. Now, I might be putting too much thought into this. I run GoPros on my dogs. And I have noticed a lot, and this is a big question I'm going to start asking. It starts with y'all, and I'm going to continue to ask other guests. I'm debating on when I proceed with breeding more dogs versus a dog that is going to try to nip it on the head and get it to turn around and look at them versus nipping it on the ass or on the ball, whatever. Wherever they're trying to get it to stop. Now, I've noticed the success rate on my dogs that are nipping it on the ass is not as great as my dog, like my Newt dog and my Kate dog that are trying to get it to spin around by the head. Now, GoPro is showing my Newt and Kate dog, it's a guaranteed 100% the hog is going to turn around and bay up. Now, I have Bell Bells, my cur dogs, Bell Bells and Natches. They like to get on the leg or the balls and try to get it, and I've watched blood squirt on the GoPro trying to get a hog to sit down by biting it on the ass, and the hog I've watched her literally swim across the little slough with a hog, and she was holding on to it on the ass trying to get it to turn around on GoPro footage, and it never would. I posted the video, of course it got taken down on Facebook, you know how they are, but and I'm looking into breeding wise on that. So I'm not trying to get into too depth of an answer, breeding and whatnot, but what's your input on a dog that's going to head a hog or a dog that's going to nip it on the ass?
Yeah, you got a guard?
Yeah, I mean, I think either or. A lot of the times, man, I'll be completely honest, it's so daggone thick where we're at that, like, you don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'd assume that they're grabbing him on the nuts, but at the same time, like, yeah, now, and we have showed up to big hogs where they don't even have any skin left on their nuts. The dogs barred them for us. Like, they just ripped it slap out. And, and sometimes you get there and they got a little bit of wet on their ear from the dog grabbing them on the ear. So I'll be completely honest, man, I don't know. I don't know. And I'll be honest, like, a lot of the times where we're running hogs, it's so daggum thick, you got to run them for a good while before you ever get to the point where you're going to see him, to catch up to him. You know what I mean? You got to pump the air out of his lungs and then back some fresh dogs in there on top of him to even get him to stop in the first place or get close enough to him. Like, the dogs might be a minute or so behind him just because it's so daggum thick, and that hog knows where he wants to go. You know, the dog's working against everything, working against the environment and having to still track and still having to run fast. But, I like my dogs to be able to run as long as they need to run and bay as long as they need to bay. And I like dogs that fresh back, and I like, having extra dogs on the buggies and cut them across the road. I mean, we caught one last year, me, Ryne, and Cody Godwin. Man, it's to me, it's really nice when you get some teamwork. I mean, the hog probably ran 6 miles. He ran 2 miles as a crow flies, but the race was probably 6 or 7 miles, and he ended up in a river. And man, we fresh packed him 3 times, like just to get him to stop. And then my girl dog ended up baying him on a cypress island out in the middle of the Flint River. But we would have never caught that hog probably if we weren't fresh packing.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you say, Ron?
Yeah, I mean, that day, you can go back to that, when we jumped him with a 3-legged dog. Then Cody Godwin we started dumping dogs to this hog after it crossed the road.
Cody runs, Rankin, Cody runs, he runs plots, don't he?
He has a little bit of cur and plot dogs, but
Okay.
the majority of them are plot dogs, or heavy Collins bred plot dogs.
Okay, all right, sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah. So we're running, man, and the most impressive thing about that hunt that day, like I said, they probably ran 6 miles, but us pros live around 2.5 miles into that river. Where we was hunting at, they were burning out there, so they were legit running through this hog through fire through the woods as a controlled burn. And that's what I thought was the most coolest thing, is these dogs were able to differentiate the hog smell between the fire that they're running by and the smoke and everything else. So so I think having dogs like that, and it's incredible.
Yeah. That's I had to ask that. I just didn't know if I was putting too much thought into it. I do stuff like that.
You might be. I don't. Like I said, man, we don't ever really get to see it until they're stopped in bay. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, and I mean,
the only time I've ever run. I mean, I've heard people run on good. Joey and Rodney Bell and all them. They used to run GoPros all the time. They still do on their dogs, but you got some hope in those things. Mine would probably get ripped off immediately. I'd be spending all kinds of money trying to keep all these GoPros on a dog. That's pretty neat that you're able to do that and actually capture the hunt, almost like you're watching a football game and rewatching it in the film room. That's pretty neat to be able to do that.
Yeah, well, trust me, we've lost. And believe it or not, man, we had a 3-mile, not as a crow flies, but it was like 700 yards. We thought they were running a deer, and man, it ended up being a hog. And we lost the GoPro at like 300 yards in, where they actually started baying it. And yeah, I got you. Sorry, we lost you for a second.
Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, we lose a lot of GoPro. Trust me, we do. I'm working on getting a little. I ain't gonna do no patenting or nothing, but I would like to help other hog hunters out and give them an idea of how to actually keep them on. But I think the setup I have now, man, it's gonna take you're gonna have to put some pliers and stuff on this thing to get these GoPros off. I'm not exaggerating. I have to cut in order to take my camera off and pull my SD card out and watch it. I have to literally use 2 different types of wire snips. I have them pretty secured to the dogs now. But guys, we're cutting a bunch of stuff up. We're doing great. Now, is there anything we're about an hour in? Is there anything y'all want to touch on right now? Any shout outs? Anything y'all would like to do for everybody? Mention anything? Anything y'all want to say? The floor is open right now. We're going to get started on our next topic after y'all say whatever you want to say.
Yeah, man. Me and Carter are really happy that you're able to make this podcast. Like I said, it takes a lot of time and effort and stuff like that, and you reach a lot of people. So, everybody out there listening, man, if you go to our website and buy anything, we have a bunch of merch online, and it's reasonably priced, man. We don't try to make a lot of money on this merch. We literally take all the money back in and either donate it out through hunts and stuff like that, or buy equipment and roll it back in, or pay for trips that we go on, etc. But yeah, if y'all wanna spend any money at the B&B store, use code TNT for Tusks Tales, and you get 10% off your cart total at the end.
I appreciate that, Mr. Rankin. I do, sir. Guys, you hear that? They're doing 10% off anything with code TNT. This is my first one, by the way, we've ever had to do a code for, guys. I want to tell you the amount of appreciation I have from Boars and Broads. I'm as not only a newcomer, but somebody starting a podcast, for a group of gentlemen like this to reach out, and they were sharing these podcasts like when they were literally from the get-go, like from the very first one, and I was absolutely amazed by it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little fangirl. I'm being honest. I'm being honest, Mr. Rankin. Shit, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I took my phone, I screenshot it, I sent it to my wife. I said, "Oh my gosh, Boars and Broads shared it." I said, "Now I got to keep up with it." And I'm gonna be honest. I'm absolutely grateful, man. I'm very happy where we're at right now with this. I think everything's going really good. I'm going to keep giving y'all information, bringing podcasts on. But, guys, Boars and Broads, a lot of y'all buy their product. We know it. I see it every single day. I see a Snapchat from somebody or a Facebook post or something with Boars and Broads. Now, even if you decide not to buy anything from Boars and Broads, that's fine. Just reach out. Let Mr. Rankin, Mr. Carter, one of them know, hey, guys, we heard y'all from the Tusks Tales podcast. Y'all, I'm trying to stay motivated in doing this. I'm very motivated right now. I got these gentlemen on. I have Mr. Michael Spiller. I had Kenneth. I had Mike Colley. I've had Jeffrey Vang. I've had some reputable guys. And, man, I'm going to continue to bring this content. Now, Mr. Carter, is there anything you would like to cover, sir?
No, I mean, I'd like to give a shout out to all my boys at home that are taking care of my dogs right now.
Oh, no, that's
all the ones at home. It's real nice to have good friends that'll take care of your dogs, and my mama. My mama takes care of my two main dogs, Champ and Girl. They're both housebroke. I know that's going to cause a lot of people a lot of strife to think that I keep hog dogs in the house, but yeah, they both stay in the house, and I am super appreciative of my mama and taking care of them. And you know, she'll send me, she even sends me updates. She'll go run them at the farm on the buggy or whatnot. Now, Girl's still fat, man. She looks like a little dumpling right now, but it'll all be all right. And so I'm just real thankful for all the people that take care of them while I'm over here, and I can't wait to get back.
Man, yeah, y'all, I can't thank y'all enough, guys. Just to let y'all know what's going on, 10% off your final cart. Y'all got to put TNT for Tusks Tales, guys. I'm gonna try to continue to get Boars and Broads on here every once in a while. These guys are hard to get in touch with, man. Not hard to get in touch with, but hard to get on podcasts. They got a life going. Mr. Rankin, can you kind of let them know what you're doing? I've kind of been impressed with that. Y'all, you know, September 11th was just up. Guys, we're gonna get off dogs just for a second. You know, I want this man to get some recognition, guys. I was in the military myself for quite some time, and this man is doing a favor to this country. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Carter was too, but I could be wrong. Now, if y'all don't mind covering that a little bit real quick, just to touch base on it.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you for your service. I don't know what branch you're in, but thank you. Y'all are a lot more braver than we are. So I'm a firefighter here in near Athens, Georgia, and I've been a firefighter for going on 6 years now. I'm a corporal in our division, in our department, and like I said, I enjoy being a firefighter. Every day's different. It could be, you can see some of the coolest things you ever seen in your life. You see some of the worst things you ever seen in your life, and like I said, I enjoy being able to help people, and it's just a blessing. Like, and we just honored the 2001 September 11, 2001 firefighters by doing a stadium climb, which my legs and calves are killing me right now as we speak. At the Sanford Stadium and UJ Stadium, and did I forgot how many floors it was. It was a lot of floors. I don't know. It took like an hour to get it done. But yeah, like I said, I'm a firefighter. Carter, you want to talk anything?
I am not a firefighter, and
I'm sorry.
In the military.
Did I mess that up, man? My bad. Gosh, damn, I feel so
It's all good,
stupid.
man. It's all good, man. I'm appreciative of both of y'all, man. And I will say this, too. I'll add this in. Ryne really takes care of everything as far as B&B is concerned while I'm over here. I mean, I'm on a 14-hour time difference, so 8,000 miles away from home, and it's really nice being able to, leave it to Ryne and know that we're in good shape. And he does a lot for our business, and especially while I'm over here, he does even more for our business. So I'm appreciative of that, and appreciative of him being a firefighter, and appreciative of your service, brother.
I appreciate it, man. I don't know, for some reason I swore I heard something about that.
It's probably the mustache, man, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I know that. Shit, I know.
A lot of people mistake him as a cop.
No, I swore up and down I did hear it from somewhere.
Normally.
I was going to say all that, but I was going to say like the Reno 911 cop. Okay,
yeah.
You're going to say that? Okay.
New boot goofing, brother.
All right,
I
now
got some new boots coming. I'm pretty excited about those because mine are about worn out from being over here on this ground.
Is there anything I can edit it out if not? But is there anything Is there anything you can talk about what you're doing over there? Just a little bit, maybe give somebody some.
I mean, yeah, like I guess I can say this, like running dogs, and I'll talk more about the terrain. So I'll talk more about this. I'll talk about what makes it so hard. So the climate here, it's the coldest it's ever been here since I've been here. The last 2 years has been 74 degrees. It's normally about 80 degrees with 90% humidity at 4 o'clock in the morning. We usually get rolling as soon as it's light enough to see. And the terrain, it's real jungly, and there's karst rock, which is volcanic rock, and it essentially covers the ground. And the hardest part is keeping the dog's feet up on it, because not only if their pads aren't in good shape, or if their pads aren't tough here, they ain't gonna be able to run at all, because it's just gonna cut right through them. But if they got tough pads, man, it's crazy. Like just the constant running on that karst rock, it bruises, like you get internal bruising. And so you see these dogs that are limping and their pads are still in good shape, but it's just because of the bruising. And I mean, we run them hard. We run 6 days a week out here, and they are usually around 7 to 10 miles a day.
Oh, wow.
And, essentially you're operating right on the fringe of a heat stroke pretty much the entire time you're out here. Like, as soon as something's jumped, like, there's a possibility of having a heat stroke. We carry sub-Q bags, and they've already saved a couple of the dogs. I mean, we've had a couple dogs that were over 109 degrees when we got to them, which is really, really hot. And if you don't get them cooled down in a hurry, it can be catastrophic. But it's taught me a lot. There's really no water where we're at for the most part in some of the blocks. So I mean, you're marching around with a book bag that's got about 40 pounds of water in it, because you got to have water for you and the dogs. So it's hard work, but man, it's been really cool to get to see something different and test dogs that I run all over the place at home here, and to see how they were able to respond out here. It's been really cool, man. It's been a cool experience.
I like that. I do. And listeners, that's awesome, man, to have that opportunity. Now, Mr. Rankin, we're going to jump over to you. I did see your Snapchat, man, and you just caught a monster. Can you cover that a little bit, please?
Yeah, so where I live in my county, we got invited to go hunting with a guy named Trey Lovin. He has a big old farm, and he had a couple of good hogs. I mean, I'm about to say probably 150-pound boar hogs and a couple of show stuff on camera. He wanted to go run them right before deer season, because deer season just went in today. Archery did in Georgia. And so we show up, we drop the dog, me, Dave Williams, another firefighter guy from my firefighter, Daniel Bradbury, and Trey Lovin had his daughter, and a couple other guys. Well, anyways, me and Dave Williams from Southern Cross, we good buddies. He lives about 25 minutes from me, so that's how we became affiliated with Southern Cross really well and uses gear and stuff like that because he's always just been good to us and local. But to say that, we dumped the dogs and for the first cast, and they went like 800 yards, almost to a mile, and we went and cut them off because they almost got to a good sized highway, and we went and relocated them and to another spot on the property. And on the way down there, my puppy that I call him a puppy. Anything to me under 2 years old, still a puppy. Puppy called Gator. He's from Cody Godwin's half plot, half of a cur dog of his, and he started rigging hard. So we stopped the buggy, dumped the dogs out. We had Swayze on the ground, which we were talking about earlier, my Gator dog, and then we had two more of Dave's dogs, and Dave's puppy that he got from Rusty Mayshore from Oklahoma, and my Gator dog, which was a puppy, got his hog jumped up about 200 yards from us and took it about 600 yards, and it was baying it, and the two older dogs minded it and finally went there. But on the way down there, I was like, man, I don't know what they ran. They could be baying anything. They could be baying a box turtle. They could be baying a hog. Who knows? So we get all the way. We got about 120 yards, and that's when I was talking about getting too close to the dogs breaking. I looked at Dave, and I was like, man, I don't want to get any closer. We was already some thick stuff. I said, them dogs are going to see us and come out. And they were in there hammering. So Dave sends his two catch dogs in there, and we finally make our way through this thick brush cut over, and we get in there, and it's a hammer. It's a slab hog, man. We finally get everything apprehended, take care of the dogs and their pokes and stuff like that. We finally get the dogs out, come back in, me and Dave, after we get high five and taking pictures, all this stuff. We come in the buggy and get it loaded up and take it back to the scales, and it was a 391.6 pound bar hog.
That's a monster, guys.
Yeah, that was a good haul. We caught some good hauls. Me and Carter have caught some slabs, man.
What's the biggest one y'all have caught?
We caught one not far from the house. That was the bar hog that me and Carter were talking about, that Stinky Pete and his pin dog hung in on his ear 12. We caught that, I think, 2023 in August. We jumped out of a corn patch and ran to a block of woods. That's when he messed up when he came out of the corn patch. He was running these dogs loose in this corn patch. He finally made a breakthrough, like a little creek bottom wood break between the cornfields, and the dogs hung it. That hog we caught the other day was 391. This hog, we didn't get a chance to weigh it. Me and Carter are pretty stout. Me and Dave could move this hog, the 391 pound hog. Me and Carter could not budge that hog off the ground after we had it tied.
Oh, I mean, dude, if you see the
and
pictures,
I'm pretty strong. Like, me and Carter are pretty stout dudes, and
I know.
We could not budge it. We could not budge it. We gutted it, cut the back hams off, and it took all we had to get it in the back of the buggy. That's how big it was. The head and the cape weighed like 158 pounds or 170-something pounds or something. It was crazy.
God. So you thinking it was bigger than 391?
I would say, if I'm here like judging hogs, I always underjudge it. Like when we had the hog tied up the other day, it was 391. I was like, damn, he's probably 300, 320. And we put him on two sets of scales. It was 390, 391 points. Yeah, I was like, oh my God, it was pretty damn good. And so I'm guessing that one was probably 450.
Gosh, damn.
At least that's on the bottom side, knowing that, because me and Carter caught a big old blonde hog with Kevin Brooks in there. But remember that one hog?
A blonde hog, like a Eurasian, or?
No, I don't know, just some damn old spotted hog we caught.
A spot. Okay.
It was like a old sow, like a barren sow. I don't think she could ever have pigs. Just got really big.
Yeah.
But we've caught some good hogs, like some really good hogs. I caught a 349-pound sow, big old barren sow too, and I know I weighed it with Wayne Story, and at his house, and it just, these other hogs I put my hands on, I was like, man, that one hog me and Carter caught was way bigger than that one.
Have y'all ever had the issue of? So I did, and this is going to actually touch into our next topic. It kind of a question on top of what y'all was just talking about. Have you ever had the problem of catching ours was like you said, ours was 349. When we got it to weigh in, I weighed it on, with the crane scale at 349. Then I weighed it the day of. It was 301, and it walked across the scale at 301. Have y'all ever?
You're gonna have shrinkage. So like anything. So my dad's been in the cattle industry forever, and I've been around cows and that kind of stuff growing up. And you're going to have shrinkage. Like when people buy cattle and stuff like that, they account for the shrinkage when it gets to the feedlot, or vice versa, or it goes from the feedlot to the packers or stuff like that. So
okay.
You know, it's going to lose weight. But see, there's a whole big thing about it. Does it lose more weight being dead, or does it lose more weight being alive? You know what I'm saying? So there's a whole debate on that, because we host that tournament. We host tournaments in the past, and it's both. We'll take accessible live hogs and dead hogs. So some people believe that they save their weight being alive more than, or vice versa. So I couldn't answer that question, because then that gets into like, you doing a tournament, is feeding it, keeping it alive on a trailer for 3 or 4 days, if it gives access to water and food, is that messing with the weight?
We have, though. That's the thing. We've always fed and water.
Yeah.
Like, we spray them down and everything, you know, try to keep them calm, because a trailer ride can kill them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fastest thing, man. It's just stress. That's the hog. That's the thing about the wild hogs, like that the domesticated hog gene is bred out. That whole stress gene is bred out of those hogs. That's why wild hogs, when they're tied up and stuff like that, they'll
fall out.
They'll stress out and die. Because I mean, you go from living your life, eating food, and hanging out, having a good old time, being all fat and sassy, and then all of a sudden I got some dogs on my ass. And then I'm flipped over on my side and then tied up. Like, what the hell just happened in my life? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I couldn't answer that question and which one's better, but yeah, they will shrink on you for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And we had that weigh-ins. Like people weigh them out of their house, and they come to weigh-ins, and then they'll be like, well, my hog weighed at 3. They'll think they'll have the tournament won until they put them on scales. Our scales, well, they're like, that scale's not right. And then I grab a 45-pound kettlebell and I stick it on the scale, and it says 45 pounds. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah,
people aren't aware that they will shrink on you.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Carter, anything you want to cover on that one?
No, I know something else that shrinks when I get in cold water.
God damn. All right, we're going to jump past that one, y'all. Now, something I did want to mention. This is on a very serious note. Ryne, I reached out to you about this one. Don't even let me pronounce it. Y'all got a tournament coming up that y'all are sponsoring, and I want everybody that can be potentially involved, whether you're a sponsor, whether you're just reaching out to say, hey, I heard this tournament mentioned on Tusks Tales. I don't give a damn. Reach out to somebody and let them know you heard about this tournament, because this is my favorite tournament that I've heard about that's ever been ran by hog hunters, due to the fact that it helps children. And I believe it's for... I'm going to let Mr. Ryne explain it. Or Carter, I don't care. One of y'all, can you touch base on that tournament coming up?
Yeah, so the past couple of years, man, we have a good buddy named Josh Stander, and we have hosted a tournament for his daughter, Tulsa, that tragically passed away. And Josh and I are really good friends, and we're still really good friends with him and talk to him all the time. But that hunt has grown exponentially. It grew really big. It's really, really big. But we just had some different views on things, and where we wanted to take the tournament. So we decided not to do that. But like last year, we always try to pick a charity and have a raffle at the tournament and donate that money to the charity. Like last year, we donated the money to the Hurricane Helene victims in North Carolina. So we have broke off from doing the Tulsa tournament. It's going to be the same rules as the Tulsa tournaments in the past. But this one's going to be called the Boar Bash. And it's going to be the inaugural Boar Bash. And we're going to host it. We try to host them at different places so people can see different venues, and we can grab people from different states and different territories and stuff like that. And this is the most southern we've held it in the state of Georgia since we've been hosting tournaments this will be our 5th year of hosting a tournament. Dang, that's crazy to say that. That's insane, actually. To say this, we're going to host at the Okmulgee Wild Hog Festival, where they host the Okmulgee Wild Hog Festival in Abbeville, Georgia. That's probably arguably one of the biggest bays in the country. They have it on Mother's Day weekend. It's a great one-day event. If you need any more contact information about that, that's Dalton Luther. Great guy, great run event, awesome time. Like 1 year, not last year because the rain, the year before that, they had like 7,500 people there. So we're going to try to host it in January. It's going to be the Boar Bash, hosted by some Dixie Doggers.
using their big boar score that they got. It's going to be in January. I think it's 27th. I'll go look again. I think it's been 24th.
That's my birthday.
Oh, nice. Well, happy birthday. Come hang out. We'll have a good time.
I'm debating on it, guys. Hey, look, we've been my wife and I've been talking about it. Whether I go by myself or not, I'm going to try to get some more information from these guys. Huh? Yeah. I'm planning on going to that one.
Yeah. So getting back to it, it's the 24th through the 27th in January, and this is the first time we ever held it this early. Usually we host it in February and March, but when Carter gets back, he usually starts going into the wrestling season. He's a wrestling coach, so we got to find the weekends that he's not having state tournaments and stuff like that. So we found this weekend. It's a little earlier than other weekends, but I think it's going to fit good. We're going to take the wild hogs that we can get alive and donate them to the Illinois Wild Hog Festival. We will have some that are dead just because some states don't require kill upon capture. We're going to donate those hogs to the Wild Hog Festival. We're also going to have a raffle, and that raffle is going to go to Courageous Outdoor Kids with Tommy Wyndham and a bunch of people out of Dublin, Georgia. It's a non-profit organization. They do hunts for cancer kids with illnesses, ailments, all things like that. We've done some hunts with them in the past, and they're a great organization. Tommy and them guys are great. They do a great job. Make-A-Wish Foundation took out hunting and their little stuff they do
really?
with kids. Yeah, so he decided to do this venture and continue to be able to take kids hunting, whether it's deer hunting, turkey hunting, hog hunting, whatever, and then they do a great job getting mounts back to kids really quick. I mean, it's so sad to see. I mean, it's happy to see it on the kids' face, but you just know they don't have much time. Some of these kids don't have much time on the earth, and they're able to do quick turnaround taxidermies for these kids to see the animal that they harvested and form that they can put on their wall or in the hospital and stuff like that. It's really touching to be able to get a part of that. So we're trying to grow an event to be able to get back to that charity this year. So this was, like I said, this was the first time we're running the inaugural Boar Bash, but it's going to be based off the same rules as the Postal Standard Memorial Hunt we've hosted in the past. And we've always stayed true to these tournaments. We've never had anybody fail any of the tests and the lie detectors, and I think that does deter some people from actually getting in our tournaments, because we know some tournaments that have 50 teams and they have cutoffs, but they don't have a lie detector test. So
yes,
you know what I'm saying. So it's different. And granted, lie detector test, it's not the. I don't want to say it. It keeps people to being honest as much as possible that I can control. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can control. It keeps people to be as much honest as possible. And I think when we hold a high integrity of the hunt, when we say the cutoff time's this time, that's that time. Like, if you're not in line by this time, then I'm sorry, we told y'all had 3 days to get here. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's a bunch of other things.
We almost had to disqualify our own buddies.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. So
it's like Kevin Brooke can't read Google Maps.
But like I said, I think hosting, this is the more southern we ever hosted. I think we'll get a good turnout this year of it. And like I said, every year we've hosted it. Hosted a tournament. It's gotten bigger and bigger each year. We try to make it a fun atmosphere for everybody. We'll have food there, kids there, or stuff for kids to do, vendors, hot dog vendors, bounce houses, face painting, music. We'll make it a big shindig so everybody have a good time and meet up and have just a real time, talk hunting and see everybody's hogs and just cut up for a little bit.
Yeah. So y'all hear that now? They go off the Dixie Doggers, which is guys. I'm sure everybody listening to this have listened to Dixie Doggers. That's where I kind of started out listening to. Y'all reach out to their podcast as well, man. Listen to it. Dixie Doggers, they got good stuff going on there. I mean, Boars N Broads, you can listen to Boars N Broads Showtime. Mr. Mike Colley's on there. I don't know I think Justin Becker's on there as well.
Yeah, he's on there a couple times. Yeah, Joey and Nathan, man, they do a lot of work, and they've always been great to us. We met them a couple years ago, and since the jump, man, they've always treated us like family. Like I said, we always try to support people that support us, man, and we get back 110% as we can to Dixie Doggers. And like I said, the same thing as you, man. As long as you keep rocking and we're all on the same team, like that's what Nathan Wright always says, man. We're all in the same race. We're just running
different hounds.
We're just hoping, we're just hoping. We were hoping everybody wins their own race. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Together.
I know. I mean, I do, guys. You know, Dixie Doggers got stuff great going on over there as well. You know, feel free to reach out to them, listen to them. They're on the same platforms I am. I'm just bringing extra. I'm not trying to overdo anybody. I'm just trying to bring out some more hog dog content.
And you should never feel like that you are, man.
No.
The more listeners you can get, and the more eyes or ears on the sport or the lifestyle of hog dogging will be better in the long run, if that makes sense. Just because other people got podcasts, they don't make it. Dang, who's got a podcast? Like, everybody's asking me and Carter to do a podcast, but I was like, we got enough time just doing the merch and stuff like that, and videos and Facebook and Instagram. It's hard. Like, it takes a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to do stuff like this, and editing and all this jazz. And then, like you said, you can get YouTube up and going. We can go on the whole soap opera with that and get that going. We used to have a good YouTube following, and it kept striking us down, so we kind of shot away from that a little bit. We got Rumble. It don't take off, but the people that want to watch us will watch our Rumbles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of hard work, and I commend anybody who actually steps up and tries to do it. So hats off to y'all, man. Just keep it up. Don't let off the neck.
No, we're not. And guys, like he said, man, this is some rough stuff doing. It's not like it's hard. There's nothing hard physically about it, guys. I have a full-time job. You know, I'm not trying to give some sob story, but I want to keep content coming y'all's way, and y'all have been great. I have no complaints. I can't tell y'all to reach out to me anymore. A lot of y'all are reaching out to me. I can't even screenshot enough people's stuff in the day to share it about how many people have reached out to me. I have country sending me stuff I can't even read reaching out to me. And that is just astronomical. And I never thought it would be this big. And we haven't even been up for a month. We have not hit 30 days, by the way, y'all. We're at like 20-some days. Just to give a good little reference on it. And I do want to mention in this podcast, because I know I'm not being rude to anybody else, but I know this is going to be one of the bigger listened to podcasts. I finally decided I am going to reach out to some bear and lion and some other hunters in those worlds, because I have had personal ones that personally hunt lions and bears and tigers. Oh my, no. Had some of them reach out to me and want to talk dogs a little bit. So
yeah, man. And if you can't go on a hunt and try to go with them, like me and Carter's dream is, one of our dreams is always to go out to Australia and hunt. Since we started B&B, we want to make that happen. We've always been invited to do that, but we just haven't done it yet. But if you get a chance to go out and hunt lions, we want to go do that too. But bear hunting, man, and just go out and try to hunt with these people, see their dogs. Because, like, have you been bear hunting yet?
No. So I ain't done none of that.
You want to sell every damn thing you got.
Really?
That's awesome. I'm going next week. Next week is opening week in Georgia. I'm going down to with Fargo with Cody Godwin and one of my buddies from Florida, Brett Nettles, is coming up. And we're going to go down to Walt Musgrove, and we're going to get after some bears' ass. And that they only have it like 3 or 4 weekends out of the here in Georgia. But people live for that, just those weekends. Like they feed their dogs all year long just to hunt those weekends, and it is the adrenaline rush you cannot match. Like it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, so you say adrenaline rush on that. We gonna hit this one real quick, and then I'm gonna try to get y'all on again, of course, and we'll go into the closing questions. But you said adrenaline rush. Now, I've reached out to quite a few people regarding the adrenaline rush, and I have heard, though, based off of the little bit of research I've done, that jaguars would be number 1, hogs would be number 2, and then bears. But they say hogs and bears depending upon if they bay a bear up in a thicket.
Yeah, it depends where you're hunting. I guess the bears, we've hunted in Tennessee, and yeah, that's fun. Like, they'll tree up in the mountains, and that's some of the hardest terrain you get. You get started in the mountains. You got some dogs that'll do it in the mountains. You probably got dogs that'll do it anywhere in the country for the most part. I haven't been out in the dry ground out west, but we've hit some dry ground in Texas. But man, it is nuts. I probably never in my life hunted a jaguar, but when they baying up bears on the ground, that when something can come at you and it's got arms and thumbs and stuff like that and grab you, yeah, it's a adrenaline rush like no other. That's for dang sure. When they're killing 500-600 pounds, they kill like a, what was it, 557 or 657 pound bear, Carter, down in Fargo. It was,
yeah, I think it was 557.
That's insane. That's insane. Like, you're not catching a hog bigger than that.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
And these dogs, they're baying the heck out of it, or these dogs are baying the heck out of it on the ground, and you're running through damn all this gallberries they call down there, and it's thicker than anything a lot of people have ever been in, and you're in there with a 600-pound bear that's grabbing dogs and throwing dogs like the rag doll. Like, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts, and it's an adrenaline rush to no end.
So you're saying, from your experience, you're telling me that it's worse than crawling into a briar thicket, or more of a rush. And this ain't for me. This is for everybody else, because I'm gonna figure it out. I'm going to go on a bear hunt with dogs. But you're saying it's more of a rush than going face to face, like in a thicket before you send your catch dog. You want to put eyes on that hog and say you're only 20 yards away, and it's a good 280-pound just stalked out boar hog.
Yeah, I mean, no. It's hard to say because, like, it's hard to explain because you know if you send the catch dogs, you're gonna put your hands on that hog, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're not sending a catch dog to a bear, and if you do, you're gonna be digging a hole. And people can say that all these hog hunters talk all this crap. There's a little division in hogs and bear dogs. All these hog hunters talk crap like, oh, my dog will bay that bear, or treat that bear, or hang that bear. It will not.
No.
I can promise you it won't. You might think it will, but it ain't going to do it but one time. And if it does it one time, it ain't going to be good.
I agree. I think that's such the most unreasonable statement I've ever. I can't believe there's ignorant people out there like that. But there is.
Yeah, but there is. But like I said, I don't know. I mean, there's a rush. I mean, I've shot. I've been on I've been on duck hunts where we killed 60 ducks with 4 people. Statute of limitations has already passed that, so they can't do nothing. I
was about to say, hey, chill out with what you're saying on here now.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we've been known to outlaw on podcasts.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I've seen some crazy stuff. I've killed 158-inch bucks. I mean, like, I've killed some big deer. I've done some bunch of things. I mean, I've hunted everything. I have turkeys gobbling from me from 5 foot away. Like, I've seen a bunch of stuff, and I'm really grateful. But, yeah, baying bear up on the ground is, like, number 1. 2's hog. And then, I don't know, I mean, deer hunting stuff's like more like shooting sport after that, so.
Man, yeah. So you ain't been on a lion? Y'all ain't been on any of y'all been on a lion hunt yet?
No, I was gonna try to go in November when I get back, but I think the weather will be too bad, so I might put it off till the spring. But I got a fellow that he runs coyote dogs and lions and cat dogs, or cat and bear dogs out in Idaho, and I'd love to go see that part of the world. I hadn't got to see that yet.
That's a little far north for me.
Yeah, and then we got another guy that's been hitting us up out of Nevada, old Jake Blomquist.
Yeah.
And that we want to. I don't know, man. That one, we're gonna make it happen. It's just like I said, man. It's so hard. It's so hard to travel and do all these things, especially when I got 3 youngins, a wife.
Yeah.
And I mean, so it makes it hard. But when something about me and Carter, when we say we're going to do something, we're probably going to end up doing it. It might be next week or it might be 5 years from now, but we'll get around to it and we'll probably be there.
Okay. I mean, I'm hoping that I can start making. We got a baby due in 7 weeks, 8 weeks. How far are we? Yeah. So, but that child will be in his car seat in the boat hunting with me. He has no options. But with all that being said, guys, we are coming to the end. I want to get y'all on again. I do want to mention real quick, y'all. We're coming towards the end. They said 10% off your cart purchase. So, y'all, TNT, that is going to be the discount code. Please use it. If you decide not to buy anything, at least reach out to Mr. Ryne or Mr. Carter and let them know, hey, you heard them on Tusks Tales. guys, it means a lot to me just for y'all to reach out to the individuals that we bring on to this. Now, if there's anything y'all want me to ask them next time I bring them on, let me know. I will go ahead and write them down within reasonable questions. I'm not going to sit here and ask them, what year they graduated. Guys, that's pointless questions. Let's get into some realistic things. I appreciate every single listener, guys. I really do. Y'all don't know how much I appreciate it. I didn't think we'd be nowhere near. I didn't even think we'd be at 50 views yet. I did not. We're 30 days. We're not even 30 days in, and we're in 9 countries. So once again, hats off to y'all. This would not happen without y'all. I'm not going to give up on it as long as y'all keep supporting it. I will continue to bring guests on. Don't worry. I'm going to continue to bring Mr. Ryne and Mr. Carter on within reasonable amount of timings, guys. I'm not going to bring them on every single week. Maybe once every few months, just to keep it kind of interesting and exciting and just touch base with what they're doing. Now, with that being said, is there anything else y'all would like to cover before I ask y'all a few more questions? Just 3 little simple questions to touch base, and then we'll finish her up.
Dude, I ain't got nothing. Carter, you got something?
No, I mean, I'll tell you one of the most general things I was thinking about was catching a Filipino deer that's about 150 pounds and built like a linebacker, and it's got big old antlers, and catching them with dogs, and then you got to go in there and wrestle this thing and the dogs. That's a pretty good adrenaline rush there, boys, and not many people get the chance to do it, but I'm lucky enough to do it. That's pretty high on my list, man.
You guys, dude. Well, Carter, I come from a wrestling background as well, but I wrestled out of Kansas, so I heard that you were a wrestling coach. I didn't know that either. I had my coach's card in Kansas for a little bit, and then I moved down south, of course. And I've actually reached out. I know this is off topic. I don't even care. It's just another subject. But I did reach out to a couple people down here in the south, like Mr. Jake Lacano. Apparently he runs, I don't know if it's like a jiu-jitsu club or something down here. I could be wrong. But
yeah, well, Jake's kind of scary. I could whoop Randy, but Jake's pretty scary.
No,
I'm sure Randy will give it to you. Yeah. I can whoop Randy, but
I
know you can whoop Logan.
I wrestled for 13 years. So
13, okay.
Yeah. I started. My mom put me in when I was 4. And, man, I'm telling you, I was really good as a little kid, but gosh damn, I got older and I quit caring, and I sucked. But, no, it's an amazing, wrestling is an amazing sport, and any mother out there listening, I'm telling you right now, it will teach your kids discipline. The coaches will make sure your kids are very disciplined. There is no sport out there that will condition a child better. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, man. It's definitely helped form me, and I mean, we work hard. Like I usually walk 4 or 5 miles through the jungle, in this. I was talking about getting those new boots, man. Like I've had that pair of boots that I have for like 3 months out here, and they're already just completely sacked out. Like sides completely ripped open on them, bottom, the soles kind of ripped off for the halfway part. And I mean, it without wrestling, I don't know that I'd be doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's just kind of without wrestling and the love for the dogs. It's nice to get paid for it, but at the same time, man, if I didn't love dogs, my ass would be back home. I guarantee you.
But now I got a few more questions for both y'all, and I want both y'all to answer them. They're quick, simple ones. Number 1, your absolute favorite dog ever. It doesn't have to be a hog dog relation. It doesn't have to be a lab relation, of a duck hunt relation. It doesn't have to be your house dog. I don't care. Whatever it is, just tell me which one your favorite in history is.
I've seen a bunch that I own. I can go to a dog named Bliss, but the best all-around dog I've ever seen in my life, I didn't own it. Josh Vander owned it. Dog named Rue. He was a Kimmerker mixed with who knows what, but that was the hog finest, bear treeiness, yellow dog looking lab creature I've ever seen in my life. And Carter can go off on stories about him as well, but he would make a hog appear out of thin air. He was one of a kind, man, and Josh Stander owned him, and he tragically passed away there in a hunt. Somebody actually shot him.
Yeah, he was a special dog, for sure.
Yeah, he was one of the coolest dogs I've ever seen in my life. And like I said, I didn't own him. That's when we get to talking about dogs. When you go hunt with people and you think you got a hog dog, till you see what a hog dog really is, and he was a special one for sure.
Yeah, Rue's probably my favorite too, and I've got a lot of stories about him, but one of my favorite, Josh and I were hunting up there in Tennessee, and it was a cold morning. I think it was in October, but we got this riverbank, and all the young dogs, we had a bunch of young dogs with us, and all the young dogs trailed down right to the river, and we're kind of sitting there booger barking on the edge of the river, so the hog had crossed there, and we finally got Rue back to us, and because he had cast it out, he was hunting somewhere, and Josh goes, and Rue kind of comes up there, and you can tell he knows there's a hog cross there, and none of them young dogs would jump the river, and I mean, the river's probably 60, 70 yards across, and it's probably 40, 42 degrees at this time. I mean, it's cold, and Josh goes, Rue, get across there. And Rue kind of looked at him, and Josh said, Rue, you better get across there. And that joker jumped in the river, swam across the river, ran 500 yards, and ended up bayed across the river. And, man, we had to go steal this old man's canoe to go over there and get him. And we go over there and get the hog, and that joker rolls right over and goes and bays another one. I mean, we didn't have nothing but the catch dog with us, but we ended up packing 2 hogs out of there. But no, Rue was a special dog, man. He was legit.
Man, would that be your as well the best one you've ever seen?
I mean, I've seen some really phenomenal dogs, but the one that I hunted with the most, yeah, it'd be him. It'd be him. He was special, man. He was really special. And honestly,
he could do it.
Yeah, he could do it anywhere. And honestly, Oakley, the Tink Tink dog that Cody Godwin's got now, we call her Tink Tink because she broke her leg and the rod didn't come back right. But Josh owned her too, and man, she's a special dog too.
She's like 30 pounds. And a little Kimmer dog, and she broke her leg up in Tennessee, and Josh had her out there, and all of us were up there hunting one day, and Josh was like, man, I feel bad because I'm not hunting her up here. She can't keep up in the mountains. So Cody took her down the flat ground, and Cody, that dog will show out in front of some of the highest name, I don't get all that pedigree stuff, Plot, Walker, dog, all them dogs. That thing will make some of them look stupid, and it's got 3 legs, and it's 30 pounds.
Yeah, she's special, man. She's special too. But yeah, I'd say Rue. Well, I mean, the one that I got to see his full body of work. I mean, it'd be Rue for sure.
Man, that's awesome. Now, guys, what would you want? I want to ask both of y'all this together. For Boars and Broads, aspect, what would you want everybody to know Boars and Broads for? As in, and I want to touch base on what I know Boars and Broads for after you say it, if y'all don't mind. But I want both of y'all to put input on what you want everybody to know y'all for.
For me and Carter and Boars and Broads as a whole thing, I would want to be remembered by the honesty and courage that we withheld as much as possible throughout the business, man. Like I said before, like when we said we're going to go do something, we're going to do it no matter how high the goal was to obtain. We're going to try to set out this goal and try to accomplish it. We never lied about anything when we started B&B. We kept things as real as possible in the hog dog world. We were one of the first people showing catch dogs on videos missing and telling it why it missed and telling people why we can set up different angles on sending these dogs and why it missed, instead of just being like, man, that's a coal. Everybody like that's coal. We're like, man, we're one of the first people to be like, nah, that ain't a coal. It just we messed the dog up sending it this way. We should go about it going this way and try to educate people on instead of just talking trash on everybody's stuff. We were never trying to make this brand about us. It's always been about the dogs and been about everybody else, not just us. Even though that we had pictures and videos of us, but you buy something on our page and merchandise and stuff like that, we're going to post a picture no matter how big or how small the hog is when we get around to it of you with the animal. And it's always been about the courage and the relationships we've met with people and made with people, and we always stay true to that. We've met so many people that become family, man, and we've always stayed true and been honest with people. And like I said, the relationships we have made, I honestly can call some of these people at any time, driving from Georgia to Texas, and consider them family. Or if I ever need help, they're one phone call away. So keeping that honesty and the courage throughout the business is what I want people to remember.
Yeah, and I mean, to piggyback right off of that, I mean, honesty is, like, I want, like, when people look at Ryne, I want them to say, man, them two dudes are straight up, like, and that really matters to me, and it's always mattered to me, and it matters to me to tell the truth, because there's a lot of people that don't necessarily do that, and, you know, whatever, that's between them and God. But I don't want to do anything just to try and uplift myself higher than others. I want to bring everybody up to the same level. And, you know, if that's saying, man, like, one of the first videos I made, I was just, like, I had my champ dog, and he was tailing off, and I'm sitting there shocking him, and he's baying a hog, and Hunter Boyd runs down there. He's like, dude, what are you doing, man? Because we had his dog Possum was baying a hog right in front of us, and we needed Champ there to catch it. And, but yeah, telling the truth and showing up, man. I mean, like, that's one of the things that we'll show up, like, and that's one of the reasons that we've got to where we are. Like, when we first started going to bands, I mean, me and Ryne would sleep in the truck. Like we'd sleep in the truck or under the truck sometimes, if you're me. But yeah, just showing up and you know, just along these lines, man. Like, talking about meeting people. A fella named Rick Stallnaker. He's a good friend of mine. But man, he's a good fella. But the way we met Rick was pretty daggum interesting.
Oh golly, you got
we were down on the daggum. We were on the Savannah River trespassing, like, just dumping dogs and
well, hold on. Josh Sanders says, hey man, y'all want to go hunt Savannah River? I got a Jam-O spot. We'll go hunt it. Boom. We're like, heck yeah, we're gonna get you down there. We'll go for Tennessee. And we're going out to property. We're hunting. He's like, well, I don't know. We just catch dogs down here.
Yeah, so anyway, we hear this mud motor coming, and we kind of like dip off into the bushes or whatever, and Josh pulls up. He's like, hey boys, it's all good. And man, Rick Stallnaker looks at us and he goes, man, you guys really will go hunt anybody's stuff. It's like, y'all really embody the slipping ain't easy. And we were like, oh man. So, and funny story, man, we ended up being real good friends with Rick, and he's a real good dude. And, I mean, we didn't kill none of his dogs. We were just barring them and cutting them back out so you could catch them when they were big bars. But no, man, it's funny. But yeah, no, honesty and showing up, man. I want that's and giving back, man. That's one of the things that I really definitely want to be known for. So it's been a blessing to like I tell people all the time, man, I would give up all of the monetary aspect, all of the social media aspect for the relationships that I've built from this company, you know.
I like that, guys, and I don't know if that's ever been answered yet or not, because I've listened to everything I think y'all have been on. I think, have y'all only been on Dixie Doggers? Because that's the only one I've heard y'all on.
We've been on there and Tree Talking Time.
Oh, okay.
Ben Sheets and
And I think I did Ed Barnes one
Yeah,
time.
he did one.
Yeah, I did
Oh.
Ed Barnes one time.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I'm being rude, guys. I've only heard them on Dixie Doggers, but
Oh, man, we
So-
ain't nobody. We ain't nobody.
yeah, right. Now, guys, I want to give you my little input on them. And if they take offense to it, oh well, I don't care. But first time I was at Uncle Earl's, I seen these gentlemen out there, and I was like, gosh, damn, these are some cocky, arrogant individuals. And it was just me. And guys, I'm Christian, you know. I'm religious. I do not have any right in the world to judge anybody. But I did, and I just noticed they were having fun. They were having a great time, and I was like, gosh damn it, these guys are Boars and Broads. They should talk to everybody, you know. They should give acknowledgement to everybody. I'm sitting there watching them, and, you know, these guys get a lot of recognition. Don't let them fool you. I was watching people come up to them left and right. And I was like, man, I'll never be able to talk to them. Screw them, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, this is all honesty, guys. I'm going to be honest about everything. I ended up starting this podcast, and Mr. Ryne shared it. And it was Mr. Ryne. I know that because he shared it on his personal or something, or liked it and then shared it on that. No offense, Carter, but Mr. Ryne did. And then he shared it. I was like, gosh, damn, these guys ain't bad people now. And then, you know, we ended up messaging back and forth a little bit. I was like, oh my God, these are actually stand-up individuals. These guys ain't out here just to have Boars and Broads. And then I was like, wow, these guys are great people. And I planned on reaching out to them, like I've said, way before. I had a different plan on when I was going to drop their episode and everything. But I didn't even have the cojones to reach out to them and say, hey, do you mind being on a podcast with me? I really didn't have the arguably, I believe this is the most recognized hog hunting brand in the world. If I'm wrong, y'all can most definitely correct me, but I do not know any hog hunting related brand that is more recognizable than Boars and Broads. If there is one, please reach out to me and let me know. I mean, I've never even come close to finding anybody that is nowhere near as recognized as they are. Now, reaching out to them, they were great guys. I actually just talked to Carter today for the first time, but I've Snapchatted Ryne back and forth, and he actually has very good intentions, not just within the hog hunt community, but within the world in general. So guys, these are humans. They're not just hog hunting people that are just bullshitting with me on here. They're great guys. And I understand Carter's probably got a lot of stuff going on over there in Guam. That's probably why we really couldn't communicate too much. So,
And along those same lines, man, if y'all ever see us in the wild at a bay event, anywhere, at a gas station, whatever it is, man, come up and say what's up. Like that like it's crazy because like I definitely don't look at myself like that. Like, and I know Ryne doesn't, but like we're just normal dudes, man. Come up and talk to us. Like, I promise you, we're not going to sit there and give you an ugly look and say mean things to you, man. Just come up and say what's up.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, people. I mean, I don't know if it's our appearance or what. I mean, I don't know. I kind of stay
You
off.
kind of do have an RBF, right?
Yeah, I know. I get that from my daddy. My daddy got the same thing. Like, my dad won't speak. If he gets around people, he won't speak until he gets to know you. Then he'll start talking. He's one of those type people. But just having that to say this, man, yeah, come up and say what's up, dude. Like, we appreciate meeting new people and just shooting the crap with each other. If we're over there standoffish and we're not really standoffish. We're just hanging out, having a good time. That's one of the reasons why we don't, like, when we go to these events, we don't ever set up a booth because we don't want to be, like, constricted to one area. We kind of walk around, mingle around, and just BS with people. Having that to say this, man, when kids come by us all the time, we love kids, man. We'll give kids free hats. Carter will give random kids $20 to go to wherever we're selling our hats at to buy a hat that it's just our hat. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
I mean, but that's the thing, man. It's bigger than bigger than we are.
It's bigger than us.
And we've been blessed, and like, why would we not want to give back? You know?
Yes.
Yeah. And I want to say this, man, and with all stuff going on in the world and stuff like that, man, we try to stay out of the politics with B&B because everybody's different. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But at the end of the day, we're all about the dogs and relationships we made, and not much in political views. Having said that, man, like we are a big believer of faith, family, and values that are demonstrated within the Bible, and that's just how we try to live and move the brand. We do like to cut up and have a good time, but at the end of the day, we are humans, and we're just like everybody else. We put our pant legs on one time at a time, just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So y'all come up and say what's up to us, and we have a good time.
Yeah, guys, I'm telling you, man, I wish I would have. I really do. They just nothing they did. I didn't want y'all to take that the wrong way. Shit, now you make it sound like I was talking bad about it.
Oh man, no. We get that a lot. Honestly, we get that a lot. Like people that don't know us, man, they think we're cocky and stuff. And I'm like, man, what have we done that's really cocky? Like we just
y'all didn't do nothing. I think it was the crowd around y'all. Like I just seen it was such a big crowd. I was like, gosh damn it, I want to go say hi, but shit, no, I don't, because
we will take any, like, Carter, tell them when we met Ethan Farrington and we met Kenneth and we went hunting with them while we was there.
Oh, yeah, it was like 10 o'clock at night, and they were like, hey man, we need to go hunting. And I was like, well, we can go right now, boys. Like, well, we got the dogs. Like, we'll go right now. And they were like, you serious? And I was like, yeah, no. And Ryne's like, yeah, no, we'll go tomorrow. And we were like, all right, let's go tomorrow morning. So instead of coming to Earl's in the morning, we went to Camp Minden and went hunting and like came back and watched some baiting. But no, man, like that's the thing, dude. Like everybody's like, man, it'd be so awesome if you come hunt. And we're like, oh, we'll go right now. You know.
And they're like, oh shit, they're actually going.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so guys, we're coming towards the end. I do got one last question. It's going to be individual. It was the same exact question I just asked before, but I want each one of y'all, if you don't mind, tell me what you personally, in the dog community, nothing to do with Boars N Broads, Mr. Ryne, we'll start with you, what you want to be known for.
What do I want to be known for?
In the dog world.
Dog world, let me think. What I want to be.
That's one of the Ryne questions right there. Ryne's got to think about it.
I usually ask questions like that. Oh, shoot. Let me think. What do I want to be known in the dog world?
In the dog world. Like, I've had answers of, my breeding program. I've had, not my personal, but I've had people say, their breeding program, just little examples how good they treat their dogs. The bond between their dogs.
Man, there's so many things. I've heard some other ones people say so much, so I ain't trying to piggyback onto theirs. Let me think. Different wise, I could say what I want people to know me in the dog world, that when I have dogs, I'm gonna hunt them to their best of potential before I make an idea of getting rid of them. Like some people, in terms of that, some people will get rid of dogs way too early. I'll give a dog as many chances as possible until I get rid of them or cull them or whatever that is. When I get a dog, I'm gonna hunt it as hard as it can, to the best of its ability. And I just want people to know that that's what's gonna happen when a dog's at my house. I'm not trying to keep crappy dogs at my house. I'm gonna try to hunt the crap out of them. I guess I could say that.
That's respectable answer. That's everybody's answer.
I don't want to piggyback. I mean, I could say about the honesty. I
know.
I do care. I'm gonna carry that as well in my heart till the day I die with B&B and myself. But when I got a dog at the house, I'm gonna hunt that dog. I'm not gonna let it rest up. And if it's at my house, it's worth feeding.
Yeah. No, I get you, man. I do. Shit. I'm telling you, when y'all come on next time, it's gonna be cutting up and some fun talking. And we're gonna have some people just laughing the whole damn time. They're gonna be pissed when it ends. I promise, because I got some really good subjects. I trust me. All right, Carter, do you mind answering that one?
Yeah, I mean, as far as as far as my answer, I'd probably say, like, I want to be known for never hesitating when it comes down to, like, the nitty-gritty and jumping in there for the dogs. And, like, you know, the shitty situations and not hesitating, man, like, thinking through it calmly and just rolling right into it and not being nervous or afraid to jump in there into a really sticky situation. And like, probably did that, demonstrated that pretty good, swimming across the Flint River and almost dying. And then, you know, I just, like, I want to be honest about my dogs. And I one of the things that I wrote about in the Tuskers magazine is really tapping into the psychology of dogs. I don't look at dogs all to fit some cookie cutter formula. Like, as a handler, it's my responsibility to look at the dog without the lens of my other dogs and do what I need to do to create the best possible scenarios for that dog. Like, I can't treat two dogs the same because no two dogs are the same. Like, I mean, I talk about, like, my girl dog all the time. She's a pretty good dog, but man, if I raise my voice at her, she might shut down for the rest of the day. Whereas my champ dog, he's a pretty good dog too. I can hit him in the head with a 2x4 and he's gonna hunt the same. And, you know, I never want to, like, I want to learn from the dogs as much as I can so I can maximize their ability. You know what I mean? And I think those are probably my two biggest things that I'd like to be known for.
Hey, I got one more.
Let's hammer it. Let's hear it.
I got to think about it. I want to be also known as well as, and this comes back to my wife, Mackenzie Rankin. She's a veterinarian. She's been a veterinarian for like 7 years now. I'm gonna say how well I can take care of my dogs. I'm a big proponent of that. I feed my dogs really well. I worm them. Whether there's heartworm or test worms, all that jazz. I stay on top of all their shots. They're housed really well, clean water all the time. And part of that, I'm gonna give a shout out to my wife Mackenzie. She's helped me and Carter many times in taking care of these dogs. She's sewed dogs up in the kitchen floor many times, and it's gotten to a point where my dad's made at his property. We live on the kind of same property. He built a big old barn and closed in part of the barn, and part of the barn now is a veterinarian room that we can work on our own dogs at their house. So that's a big thing is taking. I want to be also known as well as taking care of your dogs, because you get a bad rap, and that's what we have the hunting community through everywhere. That there is people out there that don't take care of their dogs, and some honestly shouldn't own dogs. But when you do it right, we just had a litter of puppies, and they're some of the healthiest puppies I've ever seen in my life. They are so big, so thick, and part of that is just taking care of them, whether it be me, my wife, my parents, or Carter, anybody. It's taking care of animals is a big step.
I like that. I do. Gosh dang, that's. I keep getting favorite answers, but taking care of the dogs is the biggest one. And guys, everybody listen, I know I didn't cover it on this one, and there's a reason why. You wanted me to talk to him about worming and whatnot. We're going to cover that later. I promise you. I got to.
All right, listen, if you ever want to get a veterinarian on, my wife will get on and speak.
Man, I would love that. I'm just really trying to watch my P's and Q's right now on wording. Let me just tell you that. So that's why we did not cover that this time. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings by that. I will get in touch with Mr. Ryne and Carter about that in the future.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we got the plugs on worming medicine. There's thousands and thousands of things you can do to make your dogs not look like a sack of bones.
Yeah, I mean, can you cover, if you don't mind, just covering a few recommendations. Nothing you do, just recommendations.
Oh,
if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, you're not trying to. Yeah, I got you. Recommendation. I give my dogs. I know people that give dogs or recommendations that give dogs. It's so hard. I mean, but we got if I could recommend anything to anybody, it would be Superior Trio. That's what I've been doing, and our recommendations would be getting across these because recommendations in terms of you got it here, it's like $400, but over there it's like $100. So it's like a fourth of the price.
And how long does it last and whatnot, if you don't mind?
So for research, it's a once a month ordeal.
This is dude. So many people are gonna get so much knowledge out of this shit, but it's a cluster.
No, but there's, like I've heard through my wife and other people. There's another one, Credilo Quattro. It's a new one. It does all intestinal worms, all parasites. Like Superior Trio does all. It does most intestinal worms. It doesn't do one worm, and then that's when you research and recommendation. You can hit it with some pain cure or something like that to cover the
fresh guantail.
I think it's hook. It might be hookworms it doesn't do, or whipworms. It's one of them that doesn't worm. So there's so much things you can do. But recommending to people, I would do Superior Trio. That's what I do. But there's shots coming out now that are like pro hard shots and all kinds of junk, man. It's absolute nuts. But if you want to get it for it that's affordable, recommendation wise, I would try to source it overseas through Australia because you can get it for way less. And that's what people don't understand is most dog hunting people got 6 to 12 dogs on the low end, right? When these companies are making these things, it's for people that have 1 or 2 dogs at their house. So you have to. There's no way you could afford to be able to keep these dogs at bay with the worms and the treatments and the fleas and ticks and the heartworm. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much. So you gotta look at different avenues, and I understand that, and I'm grateful to know a wife that she's a veterinarian, but she tries to cut costs low as possible. She understands that stuff costs money in this world, and you gotta outsource it to the best of ability to figure out what is best cost for you.
And along those lines of recommendations, I recommend ordering the extra large dog versions because then you can split them in half.
You can split them in half like Carter said, and it cuts it in half. Like, you can get it down to like $6 a pill or $6 a dose. And not to say that, and there is research that maybe what if the medicine's on half the pill and not the other half? Been doing it for years, never had a problem.
Yeah, the researchers have been doing it for years, guys.
Yeah, the researchers, man.
Yeah.
Now,
but take care of your dogs, man, because like if they run around coughing and looking like crap and they got heartworm, it's just not a good look at all the way around. You know, feed them son of guns.
I mean, we're already here. We're here. Let's just finish it out talking about it real quick. Now, guys, these daggum dogs running around looking, they could be really skinny and still be wormy, and they could be really bloated and being wormy. Now, it's very annoying when I hear people say, "Oh, look at their gums." I get it. You know, they're light colored, whatever they may be, wormy. You're never gonna know, and this is gonna be me touch on this real quick, and then I'll let them talk about it. You can take, if you get a good relation with your vet, you can take a fecal sample of every one of your dogs, or take your dogs up there, and they will do a fecal sample for a very reasonable amount of money. A fecal sample will tell you immediately whether it's hookworms, tapeworms, gosh damn it, whipworms, roundworms. There's just so many different ones.
Yeah, there's like 12 different worms, yeah.
Now, if you want a parvo test, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, especially on younger dogs. Coccidiosis, man. I cannot cover that enough. Y'all don't believe it, but a 1.5-year-old dog can still get coccidiosis.
Yeah, they can get that, and then another people that look over is leptospirosis.
Yes.
A lot of people don't get the lepto shot. That's a big thing. Yes.
And if y'all guys, I'm a huge dog. I'm a dog lover. I don't care how many of y'all hog hunters hate hearing me say that, but I love my damn dogs. They do my hobby for me. If you are out there and you rely on your dog to catch your food every night, you have a right to do whatever you want with your dog. But if you are doing it for a hobby, you have no right in your mind to treat a dog like absolute shit. That's just my opinion. I'm going to leave it that way. But I believe it should be properly taken care of. And I get Sorry, go ahead.
I'll say, yeah, man. Like, you got all these new hunters that get in the game. You can't take care of the animal. Don't even get it. Just keep piggybacking and going with your buddies and becoming a good hand and learning the dog stuff. But if you can't properly take care of your dogs, do not get in this sport because it ain't cheap. You got to think of all the other stuff that comes into play: fuel, gas, garments, leads, collars, dog food, and then now you got to take care of veterinary care. If you can't take a dog that's been to the not just giving it damn food and vaccines and stuff like that. It's if it gets cut down. If you can't afford it, you should be able to learn to do some of these tricks and trade on yourself. But like Carter's dog, 3-legged dog now, Carter doesn't have the opportunity to be able to cut a dog's leg off. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got the money to be able to do that and be able, the right mind to be able, okay, hey, I got to put this dog down, or I got to pull the credit card out and drop $3,000 to get this dog's legs cut off. You know what I'm saying? It's not cheap, and you got to be able to understand that this lifestyle is
just
not cheap at all.
just a rough cost. How much was Boo's leg to get 800 and?
I don't know because she didn't.
Our first year hog hunting, just to give everybody a reference, it was a little over $8,000 in vet bills. Our first 1 year target on hog hunting, it was a little over $8,000, and that's because we didn't know a lot of it. And like Mr. Ryne said, I'm sure Mr. Carter would agree as well. Guys, you figure it out. I can suture a dog phenomenally, and I wish I would have tried to save my gosh damn, that still bugs me to this day. But I wish I would have tried to save her myself, because vets, I hate to say it, but are not always the answer. I've taken 3 dogs to the vet this year. None of them made it. I've had dogs with punctured lungs, punctured chest cavities this year, and my wife and I stitched them up, packed them, and saved their lives when vets said they wouldn't make it. I'm not saying we're professionals, and I'm not downing anything they're saying, but
you're right. I mean, like, it's funny, man. You tell us my wife's been there. She even said it. 90% of dogs that get injured or hurt or sick, 90% of them are going to make it without intervention. 10%
dogs are tough,
will die.
man.
10% will die with intervention. 90%, you can do nothing, and the dog will probably live. And that's crazy to think that, and to hear that from somebody, especially in the veterinary world. But they're just tough, man. And especially when you bring these dogs, and I think it has something to do with the hog hunting dogs or dog hunting. That these dogs are super, super, super tough, man. And they're really, really resilient dogs. And they're tough when they get cut down, or tough when they break something or stuff like that. And they just have a will to live compared to other dogs that are quote unquote couch potatoes. I know Carter's got some that live in the house, but he hunts them. But
Carter.
No, but he knows what I'm talking about, you know?
Yeah. They ain't couch potatoes, but yeah, they do sleep on the bed, so sue me.
I got them too. I got some Lockian Copos right now that I do not let leave my side. I'm sure y'all have seen how picky I am about my Slovakian Copos. But that, guys, what they're getting at, what we're talking about a little bit is, if y'all haven't really been paying attention, is the care for your dogs.
And be a hand. Like Carter's always made a big proponent of being a hand. When you first started getting hog hunting, become a hand. Before you jump in this sport, become the best hand you can possibly be. I didn't own my first hog dog when I started hunting in middle school, late middle school. I didn't get my first hog dog until I was like a junior in high school. And I was hunting all them years with other people, and that's because I wanted to become the best hand I could. It's learning and being able to know, hey, I got to do this when this happens to a dog, or this when this happens to a dog. What do I need to do in this situation? What can I do? So becoming the best hand and learn as much knowledge as you can before you jump in the game. And I'm not downgrading anybody that jumps in it fast. If you can do that, you set yourself up for success way further down the road. Sorry, we're getting a call to fire hoses right now. But you get your success way down the road than earlier, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I mean, guys, I appreciate y'all. I do. I know. I'm gonna give Mr. Ryne respect real quick. He's got a call coming in. Guys.
You're good. You can get. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I think. it's a medical call.
Okay. So
I'm on the rescue truck today, so we're good.
Yeah.
I don't gotta go that way.
All right. Well, y'all. I mean, you see, guys, we still work. They still work. They're Boars and Broads, man. Like I said, I believe one of the most recognized. I don't think there's a bigger recognized outfit out there. I really don't. Not outfit necessarily, what I should say, but brand when it comes to hog hunting. I see plenty of y'all every single day with Boars and Broads on. Please reach out to them. Let them know you heard from us, guys. If you do not mind, please, please, please share this. Tag Mr. Ryne. Tag Mr. Carter. Let them know that y'all heard us today. Now, Mr. Carter, you sat around a little quiet. Are you getting tired over there 14 hours ahead of us? Is there anything else you got to say?
No, I'm just sitting here thinking about what I got to cook for dinner. And, I mean, we got like 8, 9 dudes in the house, so I turned into Betty Crocker real quick. I think I'm going to make beef tips and rice tonight. But, no, man, I appreciate you having us on and letting us talk. I mean, but like I said, we're just normal dudes, no different than nobody else. And, I mean, like, we can harp on it all day, but, like, it just hit us up, man. We ain't no celebrities. Just come talk to us. And we can talk about dogs. We can talk about wrestling. We can talk about women. I mean, we got the bases covered. So, but we appreciate you having us on, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And
just
go ahead.
not to say, man, keep it like you said. Keep it up, man. You're doing something that a lot of people ponder that they should do and don't ever even attempt to try it, man. You don't know what you could do in life until you try it. So it's good for you to start this and try this venture out. And I really appreciate you having us on. It's been a great time, man. Hope we can do it again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guys, I'm going to try to reach out to them, every once in a while, get them back on. Mr. Ryne, Mr. Carter, that's all I got for y'all. I'm going to let y'all go, and I'll finish up the end of the podcast. If y'all don't mind, if y'all have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and we'll go from there.
All right, brother.
We appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Thank both of y'all.
Y'all be safe.
All right, y'all. That's the end of it. Of course, I usually have a closing, guys. Listen, we still have Michael Spieler Hardcore Hog Dogs promotion going on right now. Guys, we're getting into Boars and Broads. I am going to promote this as much as I can. I love all of y'all. This could not be possible without all y'all. We've already been upgraded to a new recording platform, guys. We've had a huge amount of people reach out to us regarding this podcast. I'm going to continue to try to keep it coming with good content. Guys, I got to run dogs in the morning, so that's where I'm about to end it at. I love every one of y'all. Appreciate everything y'all are doing. Please share, like. I got to get a Facebook page going. I know I've been bugged about a Facebook page. An Instagram, a Snapchat account, everything. I've had 112 new Snapchat friend requests this week. Please, guys, reach out to me. Let me know how we're doing, and that's all I got.